Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It is now
Welcome.
the what week? Week 7.
6, 7,
No, we're going to
six,
talk about
seven.
week 6, dude. We do this every week,
End
where
of
it's
week
like,
6.
yeah, end of
Yeah.
week 6. We're going to talk about week 7 at the end, but only in
Right.
brief, like
Yeah,
usual.
very briefly.
Yep. No Joe today. Don't know if Trevor's going to join, but so yeah, it's going to be me and Steve just holding it down today.
Hmm.
How you doing, Steve? You have a good
I've been
football
doing
weekend?
okay. I mean, yeah, pretty good. I had D&D, so I didn't get to watch the morning slate very closely, but it was, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously when we get to my matchup, we'll talk about it, but airplane sweats, for sure.
Awesome, man.
How about you? I mean, the Falcons won pretty handily, so I imagine that is
Falcons
a,
won,
a good
Seahawks won, Mariners
bright
are
spot.
on the precipice
Yeah,
of
the Mariners
history.
are, yeah, absolutely.
I
Two
can't
games
complain.
up. That's a pretty nice thing. I will admit completely to being a fair weather Mariners fan,
That's
but
okay. You're entitled to being a fair weather Mariners fan because
yeah,
for basically our entire adult lives, they
yeah, basically,
have
bit
put up.
dog shit.
Yeah, I pretty much the way I look at it is if you as a team are not putting in, like, if there's no effort there by the team or the organization to put a competitive product on the field, I'm going to return that right back to you. So I don't
Yeah,
give any grief to anybody in the Seattle area that's like, I really don't give a fuck about the Mariners. But it's cool they're doing something finally for the first time in literally their entire existence.
exactly. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I give
It's
everyone a
nice. It's
pass.
cool. I am a very happy fair weather fan.
I don't
Uh,
I don't understand how you could be like a fair weather Seahawks fan though, because they've been pretty good for
oh yeah, no, you
more or less their
exactly.
entire existence. There was,
I mean,
the
they've been
early
at least
days were
not
bad.
bad.
The expansion
Yeah.
days were bad. The 90s started getting interesting, but basically from the millennium onward, they've been, competitive.
I would say since about 2004, 2005,
Yeah.
right, is really when
Yeah.
things kind of took a turn for the Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first
Um,
Super Bowl the first one we don't talk about.
yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
The one we don't talk about. I remember hearing about that Super Bowl occurring while I was literally in a Magic the Gathering tournament in Seattle Center, not giving a single fuck about the Seahawks at all, for pretty much the same reason that I didn't really give a fuck about the Mariners, is that,
Yeah.
you know, they hadn't really done shit to that point.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't, yeah. I mean, I paid attention to what was going on, but I was pretty young
Yeah,
when the
yeah,
first Super Bowl
exactly.
rolled around, so I was
We
more
were
interested in
we were
RuneScape.
younger teens. Yeah, exactly. At that
Yeah,
point.
I was
So
more
yeah.
interested in like my GameCube and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and
Oh yeah, live
RuneScape
and
and
learn, baby. Live and learn.
that sort of stuff than I was
You know
watching
I'm gonna
football.
escape from the city. Uh,
Yo, that game holds up. Just saying,
that game slaps.
it does slap.
The Steam port is bad. The controls are still really fucky, but if you can get it on the GameCube, if you still have a GameCube or an original Wii that works for it, yes.
So I play
Yes.
it on my Steam Deck and I use an emulator and I just
Okay.
map the
Yeah.
controls to a Nintendo Pro controller and it's actually fantastic.
I bet that
So
works
I
way better.
recommend if you
The
or I mean an
the
Xbox
official port
controller
is
will work.
garbage. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just the thing. Is the official port is garbage that
Thankfully it
you can
emulates
buy
well.
on Steam.
But
Yeah, right. Huge. Anyway, that's a complete aside to
thanks for
what we're
joining
here to
our
talk
podcast
about.
about video
Yeah, the
games
Sonic
from
Adventure 2 Battlecast. Like,
the
here we
early
are.
2000s video game podcast. Casey's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
no.
got like 20 of those GameCubes
Yeah,
and
no, if we
got a
is
signed
that the
copy
way
of
we get
Sonic
Casey
Adventure.
on the podcast? Is we actually just do a spin-off episode that is about Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and, sort of those related things?
The history
I'd
of
be into it.
Mario. Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. We got to get a
Dude,
smarty
Casey
pants
would
type.
smash me at like Nintendo Fantasy,
Oh
however that would
man,
work.
how could you do that?
He
It'd have to
couldn't.
be like how well does the game
If
franchise
there was
perform
like
in a
a, so
2 year
like
period or
S-
something?
Splatoon was like a budding esport, maybe that.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've played esport fantasy before and it's terrible.
Oh, I bet that's dog shit. I bet it
Hmm.
has the same kind of problem as like fantasy baseball.
No,
Where
not
there's
at
just
all. It's more
is
that
it it's not a too many games problem or
the circuits don't lend themselves to a nice fantasy game. The NFL is literally perfection because the lack of games and also just it's consistent. Whereas with esports, there's lots
Mhm.
of different tournaments going on. So if you play fantasy,
Right.
do you play it for this tournament, or do you do all the tournaments, or is there a circuit that you would want to do the your fantasy tournament for? It just
Right.
and then
Oh,
you
I
have
see.
there's an
Yeah.
it's not like you have a week to week thing where it's
It's not
like,
like there's a real season of esports.
well, there is,
You,
but it's not consistent in that the players that you would be matched
Mhm.
up against everybody else. It would have to be more like a best ball or like an aggregate
Okay.
kind of scoring
Got it.
system for it to work
Yeah.
properly.
Hmm.
Definitely wouldn't work in like even the way fantasy baseball or hockey works, like with categories. It's just not the
Right.
same.
Right. Right. Right.
But
Hmm.
anyway, let's
Well, let's talk about football.
let's talk
We
about football
got
for
to get
once.
back to what we're here to actually talk
Yep.
about today. So,
Well,
yeah,
let's kick it off
the
here with
first announcement is kind of a neat new feature update, right?
yeah, I
The
actually I'm
first
not
thing on our
I
docket.
noticed this when I was poking around with their UI, but it looks like now when you make a sub, it puts that player in your active lineup. Whereas before it
That's
said it had the out player and it looked like they
right,
were out, but then it
and it
said
would say
subbed for.
subbed. Yeah,
But I noticed here, I'll use this use Casey as an
you could use
example.
mine. I have an example this week too. Um,
I know Casey did it, so let me just look at his real quick. Well, of course, because we're on desktop, it won't look the
right,
same.
it's not showing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it should show. Uh, yeah, it just shows Taysom Hill straight up in his roster in the
Oh, awesome.
web version. But he had who was it? It was it wasn't
Ingram,
Evan
right? Or
Ingram.
not Ingram.
Dalton Kincaid was ruled
Dalton
out. Yeah,
Kincaid.
so he had him
Right,
in and then
right,
put the
right,
sub
right.
in. So anyway, I just thought that was a cool um,
Yeah, awesome.
improvement that they made.
That's a nice little visual improvement to be able to see that.
Yeah. All right. Well, the first matchup I want to talk about here in the list, which by the way is random every week. We don't
Yeah,
pick them on
we do not
purpose.
pick them.
I
We're
literally
not
just
doing this
randomize them.
deliberately. Yeah,
Well, we got Matt and
we
Jordan.
got Matt and Jordan. Yep.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, Cam Scatabo. I just traded 2 firsts for him.
Yeah. No, I. Wow, that's the. I mean, we got to talk about that as the blockbuster trade. Are you doing backflips now? Are
Yeah.
you? How are you feeling? You feeling like
So,
backflips?
I mean, I had Cam Scatabo high on my draft board, and I really wanted him. I never
Hmm.
thought he would make it through the second round to where I was picking.
Right.
I don't know. He's got the dog in him. I know
You should do.
the whole thing with him like putting on pads, his brother's pads, and running into telephone poles, and then that one video of him just smacking his head against the wall.
Just had a headbutt. Yeah.
It's just this
Yeah.
dude's a fucking goober. Okay,
It's absolute goober.
but
I mean,
truthfully,
I stand by my take on like this dude is fucking living to give himself a concussion right now. But yeah, he's absolutely a baller and a player.
I mean,
Like, and it's
assuming
somebody you'd want on your team.
health is a concern with any running back. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
His play style is definitely lends itself to getting injured. But the thing is, you kind of gotta take your shots. That's just the way
Well,
I see it. Because
absolutely.
I could take those first and turn them into Bryce Young and Caleb
Cam
Johnson or
Yeah.
Cam Ward or
Yeah, right.
whatever. Yeah, like we've talked
It's
about
still
it
a dart
before.
throw,
Yeah,
right?
who knows? Maybe
It's
my team just gets super injured next year, and that 2027 first I sent to Matt ends up being like top 5, and he drafts a Hall of Famer.
mhm.
That's the
Whatever.
risk you take. Or
That's what it's done. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this is the sort of thing where it's like I like it for both sides, and that's why I took the trade. He actually offered
Matt
me
needs
that.
it.
I just told him like, look, man, I'll give up a lot of draft capital for him because I like him, and he was like, yeah, I like him too a lot, and I actually like need running backs to compete, right? I was like, well, it's your
Yeah.
call. I'll give you a lot of draft capital. I don't think there's
Yeah.
many other people in the league that will give you 2 firsts for this guy, but maybe there is. I don't know.
I mean, to me, and like my situation is obviously different because I'm doing pretty well running back wise, especially when Bucky Irving eventually comes back. But
Yeah, my
like, I
running
don't
back
know that I
room.
would take that trade. But you needed it. You needed
Exactly.
it.
So the thing is like you draft for the when you're in the draft and you're picking players, right? The way I see it is like draft for value. So if a player that falls to
Hmm.
you in the draft that is a good value, pick him, and then
Yeah.
trade for the players that you need.
Yes.
And that's what I did.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I think that's really, no, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, like that is exactly the philosophy that won me the league last year. Is thinking that in that manner. Trade for what you need. In the case of me, it's the Jonathan Taylor pickup
Hmm.
and draft for value. And I feel like I accomplished that really well last year, but
Yeah, I mean
historically well.
you sold a lot of picks. You've made a lot of trades. Some trades have been really bad. Some trades have been really good. And the
It's the
JT
way it
trade
goes.
ended up winning you a season in fantasy football, and that's what we're playing, right? We're not playing to
Exactly.
accumulate draft capital. We're playing to build a competitive roster. And
Hmm.
you know, Matt is just churning out value because he can take those firsts and turn them into a player he needs now. If he finds
Yeah,
himself in a situation that warrants trading to get specific players on his
absolutely.
roster to make a push for
Absolutely.
a championship, I, in my situation, need a running back. That's pretty much it.
You needed something. I mean, your roster is really an RB1 away, and Scatabo looks
Well,
like he's going to be an
and a
RB1 for the rest of
true
the year.
QB one. Because
Yeah,
I
that's
need to
fair. But
compete with you. I need to compete with Jordan,
I mean,
and
we all need to compete with Jordan at this point.
yeah, we'll talk about
Like that's
Jordan in a
really what
minute.
it comes down to. Like Homie has had damn games for like literally four in a row, I think. Like maybe even five at this point. Like
Yeah, I mean, let's pivot away from Matt real quick just to talk about Jordan.
talk about this dude, like because this is a stacked roster
Yeah,
in a big way.
last season was an
Jordan
outlier. Clearly, Jordan
clearly.
dealt with a ridiculous amount of injury after not having
Hmm.
any injury problems whatsoever. And
Yep.
then this season, well, actually, the first season he was remarkably lucky. I really wish we had the St. Jerome's Hospital back then to see really how
Yeah.
lucky he was.
Right.
But this season, it's a repeat of the first season. He just seems to have durable players again. Like last season, it was just injury after injury after injury, and he just got really unlucky. And then this season, there's just none of that. So, you
Well,
know,
I think there are some other things too. Like Bucky Irving getting hurt is a big point gain for Jordan because Rashad White gets touches, and he may not be super efficient with them, but he gets touches
right.
in a way that like really helps drive it. Same with McCaffrey when he's not injured. So,
McCaffrey is on a different tier, though. I mean,
dude's like a volume.
he's a
No,
Hall
and
of
that's kind
Fame
of
running back. You know,
oh, absolutely.
that's
And Rashad White is not.
yes,
But when it comes to fantasy, even a not Hall of Fame running back can be a great asset when they're given volume.
right.
And that's the real deal. I mean, even a mediocre wide receiver that's given volume has more value than fantasy than a Hall of Famer who's not
I mean,
in a lot of
realistically, I mean,
circumstances.
he's made some good moves. Like I traded Jared Goff to him,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, a
Jackson
brutal
Smith.
stack with ARSB.
Yeah, so Amon-Ra St. Brown is a stud. He's a top 15 wide
Mhm.
receiver, top
Easy
10,
every year,
arguably top 6.
arguably top five, I would say. Like
But
he is that guy.
he's also got JSN, who is also arguably top 5. Dude is
Absolutely, easy
doing
top 10 choices.
some
Like
ridiculous stuff this year. And then
maybe
he's just
even like
got
5A, 5B for those two.
right. And then he's just got a good defense, like a really good defense. He picked up
Hmm.
Nick Modino off of the wire after Danny dropped him like a bonehead. And then he's
Benito is
got
yeah, huge.
and then still he's got
Travis Hunter is
Travis Hunter is a cheat code potentially if
yep.
he can get it together fantasy wise and real football, to be honest. But
Well, it's like for Travis Hunter, it's such a good bullshit to be able to drop him on a DB slot because dude barely has a tackle. He barely has a pass defense
right.
for over the past 6 weeks.
I mean, really,
Like
you didn't really draft
he's
him as a
he's
DB. You
taking
drafted him.
snaps. No. No, you draft him because of his upside as a wide receiver that can
Right.
go in your DB slot.
Exactly.
Like that's why you do I mean, that's why he went number 2 overall.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, just like such a such a Taysom Hill quarterbacking at tight end kind of thing that is like, damn, So, but
And then
still,
he's got Woody
great
Marks,
team.
who is looking like a good scat back, and then Rashid Shaheed was just
hmm
like came out of nowhere, is just good at football.
I mean, Rashid Shaheed is one of those burners. Like he really extends the field and allows for stuff to open underneath. And if they don't, in the case like with Rattler, where you don't see those downfield shots all that often, um, it lets him kind of bust open. And
Yeah,
I see Rashid Shaheed as kind of like he's like a Tyler
I
Lockett in
was
a lot of
literally
ways.
gonna say that he reminds me a lot of Tyler
He
Lockett. It's like
really has a similar game profile on
right,
the go routes, the return ability, and just some shiftiness in space that really is a Lockett
yeah, that's a
comparison for me.
really good comp, I think. And then he drafted Harold Fannin, who is one of the top tight ends
Is
from this
popping
class.
off? Yeah.
The random dude from Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jordan, you've got a ridiculous team, and pretty much you're the one to beat this year. I mean,
Yeah.
Steve had a really rocky
I
season, and then just got hot right at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of I think I'm having a similar trajectory this year. If I can get my guys back from injury. But yeah, Jordan is displaying as the team to beat, and with this fifth win in no question at all from stat corrections, like absolutely, you're now um, at least a game above the rest of the competition, and it looks like through the next couple games that you might even take another 2 or 3 game lead here.
I just got
So
tired of being a fraud, man. Like it's so frustrating to just like like I'm watching like Jordan or like Trevor's team last year just
mhm.
stomp people, and then Danny's team just like every week it was like 200 points or whatever. And then my
Exactly.
team, I'm like struggling to put up 150, 160 points, and like I run into Casey on a
But you'd
bad
still
week.
boom for 300, or
No, no.
250.
Last week,
Not 300, but
not last season. Last season, it was I was
not
just
last
like
season.
I was
Yeah.
aggressively mid. That's why I was a one and done in the
Yeah. Yeah.
playoffs. Well,
Right.
almost one
Right.
and
Right.
done.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting this season to see who ends up in playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I think you, me,
absolutely.
and Jordan are now the favorites. That'll be
Probably. Yeah.
interesting to
At
watch
least
going forward.
with keep an eye on Trevor too.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
you
want to
know,
talk about Trevor in a minute.
we'll get to
During
him in
my
a
matchup,
second, but yeah,
he's
there's
he's
there's some.
he's in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in
It's
trouble.
it's a
Feel bad
Trevor
for him.
needs to get healthy
Yeah.
more than anything. That's
Um,
what's up with this team.
Just some player talk real quick. I don't know if you saw this, but Jawan Jennings, his situation
Dude,
is absolutely wild.
so fucking beat up. This is one of the reasons I actually hate Shanahan, is because he asks this of players, you
Well, he
know?
has no issue with
So-
it because
exactly.
Jawan restructured his contract and loaded it up with a ton of playing incentives in order to make more money,
Mhm.
which is what he wanted. That was the whole deal with this offseason, him threatening to hold out and everything, was because he wanted to get
Yeah.
paid like a top 20 wide receiver money.
hmm
And the Niners, understandably, are like, well, we just did that with Ayuk, and look where we're at. Sorry, buddy. Also, we just
Yeah.
paid
Not
Brock
happening.
Purdy a shitload of money, like
Right.
QB1 money, right? So
Yeah.
we can't really do that, Jawan. So they made a good deal with him, I think. Like prove it, basically. So
Right.
he's going to do anything he can to make generational wealth. So I understand it. But brother is playing through
Yeah.
5 broken ribs and high and low ankle sprains, apparently, which is just
That's brutal.
how
That's
dude, I
fucking
would
brude
I
dude is
don't
literally
dude's tough.
one wrong
Okay.
hit away from a punctured lung. And I'm knocking on wood for Juwan Jennings. And you all know I have no love for the 49ers, but like
Oh, yeah, hate
I
the
would
team, love the
not risk
players.
that. You could
We play
literally die the
fantasy.
next time he steps on the football field. Like
True.
I don't want that for him,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You got 5 broken ribs. You take a hit the wrong way to the chest area. Something that happens in football. And yeah, that could be really, really bad. So,
Especially the way they use him situationally, like on
hmm
third down, he's
hmm
often gets blown up because he's at the sticks and is
Yep.
making a contested grab. So his play style does not
hmm
lend to those injuries.
No, exactly. It's really dangerous situation, and the last thing I want to see is a dead man on the football field.
Right.
Um, and like it could, or a dying man on the football field, and we should. I My feeling is that coaches and organizations should not allow players in that kind of injury situation to even set foot on the field.
Yeah.
It seems like gross negligence in the way that is going to like could lead to a death. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
Well, let's talk real
But
quick
but he
about.
had a big fucking game too, right? Like he had
No,
like
no, he wasn't effective
he wasn't
for
he
obvious
wasn't
reasons.
effective, but he
He has
was,
1.7 points. Like, dude was on the
oh
field
yeah, no.
and caught one ball.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Still
He's hurt.
one 7 yard reception.
I mean, Jordan knows this, and he's not. He's like, I'm staying away from
Not playing him,
that.
yeah, for good reason.
Well,
But
since we talked about the outlook of Jordan's team for kind of the short and long term, let's talk about the outlook for Matt. I mean, once again,
yeah,
selling like he drafts a rookie that is hits and
he
trades him
converts
away
it to
immediately.
a second into two firsts.
Yeah, which
In
again, great value.
the course of 7 weeks.
But the
That's
thing
kick
is,
ass,
the cool thing about picks is that they can't play bad, and they
right?
don't get injured, they don't get sick,
Nope.
they don't say
Yep.
stupid things, they don't get arrested.
Nope.
But the
Nope.
problem with picks is that they don't score you fantasy points.
No. No, they do not.
So what does Matt actually have to work with here? I mean, he still doesn't have a running back. He did, but then he traded one, which is fine.
Yeah. Right. It's
The
normal.
the only other one he has is hurt. Amari
Mhm.
Hampton was looking like the truth, and then he got I guess it's a really bad high ankle sprain because
It must be.
it was originally reported to not be that serious, and then now it's like he might miss 8 weeks.
Now homie's on IR for a long time.
Yeah, they're saying like
doesn't look good.
it's going to be a minute. So yeah, I guess it's going to be the Vidal show for the time being, based on what happened.
Congratulations, Kelsey, on winning that backup lottery.
Holding on to that player.
Yeah, exactly. The taxi squad.
They pay off, man. They pay off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then
But yeah, I mean,
Sam Laporta is good.
Sam Laporta is definitely good, and Jameson Williams and Sam Laporta showing up this time. At least in this game. Against Kansas City, which makes sense, right? Because Kansas City's defense is still predicated on like this kind of Belichick idea of take away your best guy. And, it's not that Amon-Ra didn't do anything, but he definitely didn't have as good of a game as he could have.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of that production go then to the number twos. A 10-point game from Amon-Ra is kind of a floor game.
Absolutely.
It's nice to see Laporta and Jameson Williams getting targets and having some production, but just a kind of a fluke of the matchup, I think.
For the long term, though, I mean, Matt's wide receiver core is pretty good. I mean, Jalen Waddle is legitimate. I don't know if we'll see Tyreek Hill again there. Jalen Waddle probably sticks around, assuming Mike McDaniel doesn't get fired. He'll be there.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. The Titans already fired Callahan, so
yeah. So the first domino has fallen.
Although the reports that I saw, beat reporters in Miami are saying that it's unlikely that Mike McDaniel loses his job, but I just don't see how that's possible considering
there's no way
in Miami are so bad.
Unless like Tua and Waddle and Waller can really get it together in the next 3 weeks. I don't know, man.
They're like, what? I think they're 1-5.
They're 1-5.
They're not making the playoffs.
They just lost to the Chargers.
They need to
determined to charger their way out of winning this game.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Also got wrecked at the very end of the game by an untimely interception. So again, that's kind of the story with Tua's season.
That's Tua. But that's who he is. I don't think it's his season at this point. I think that's just the guy that we've got. We're not joking about Tua turned the ball over for, no reason here.
The thing about Tua, though, is that he's kind of like the Jameis archetype, where he's just a high volume pocket passer who's going to throw 3 picks and 5 touchdowns. That's kind of like his ceiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a ceiling game for him.
Right.
And he needs the weapons for that, and he's lost all of his weapons. They just kind of rely on the short game, and it's bad.
I mean, I don't know that I agree with that. I think that there is some people are coaching scared. I think they're not utilizing Waddle correctly. Like, I think that they desperately need a field stretcher,
Well,
and
they
that
don't
field
they don't
stretcher
have
of
time to
Tyreek
stretch.
Hill is gone.
They don't have time to
Yeah, well,
stretch
they
the
have no
field
line.
because they have no
Yeah,
O line, which they tried to
yeah,
fix but didn't really.
didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Garrett Wilson is a bright spot on his roster. I really think Garrett Wilson's the truth. I think that he'll be in the league for a long time. He just needs to get off the fucking Jets, just like Brees Hall.
hmm
He needs to go.
Exactly.
He needs to get
A
off that
little,
team.
a little, kind of preview of some of the stuff we'll talk about with mine, but the Jets are just an absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah, this
It doesn't
weekend.
matter if Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor is at the helm. The Jets are in such a terrible, dysfunctional place that yeah,
This was
Sherwood's the best player on the team.
this is the best player on the team this weekend.
Yeah,
This
easy.
he was the
Like
one
by
that
the
was
eye test,
he was the only
the only
one
one
with
doing
motor.
shit.
He was the only
Yeah,
one giving a shit about what was going on.
the only anybody even like remotely motivated to play a game against fucking a good team that you could have had a statement win against. Like that's what bugs me so much about this Jets team is that they're not uncompetitive. They
Right.
are killing themselves with sloppy, shitty mistakes. And that's just murder for this organization, but it's also par for the organization. Like there
It's a
is
tale of
just
all his
not
time.
exactly like there is just not this is how it was over the past 6 head coaches. And that means it's cultural and it's coming from, somewhere else
Yeah,
at this point.
it's rotten from the
You know?
core, clearly.
Exactly. Like and I don't know, I think when it comes to the Jets and seeing all of these coaches come in and kind of good people who should be, by all means good coaches come in and have these struggles. It's like it in some ways makes what Dan Campbell did in Detroit all that more impressive.
Yeah.
Just to like know that that is the level of difficulty that we're dealing with these kinds of rebuilds and these
I mean,
reorganizations.
famously, the Lions had the same problem. I mean, you're not wrong.
Right. Exactly. And that's why you go for someone like an Aaron Glenn who comes from the Dan Campbell tree, a former player who knows the system and was a not just a former player, but a former good player. Like that dude had the standard and he set the standard for some of the good teams that the Jets fielded once upon a time.
I think you
Um,
can see he's a little in over his head though, just based on the result.
I think he's suffering from, first time head coaching syndrome to an extent, but I think that he did not, and I don't know if this is coming from like, because the GM Moki is new with this year too, right?
Hmm.
So I'm the first year of Dan Campbell Lions was also dog shit. It was the same old Lions
Yeah,
kind of season,
yeah.
and I'm willing to give
That's
Aaron
why
Glenn and the
they.
Jets 2 or 3 seasons to get this thing turned around. Like I think that that's not unreasonable.
The thing is though, is that it's the Jets, and I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if they give Aaron one season. They're looking like a top 3 pick team this year.
Yeah.
They probably get another quarterback, and then
And then fail to
probably
develop them
probably
again.
fail to develop him and then fire him after 1 year, and then we're back on this cycle. Hopefully that doesn't
Exactly.
happen, but it's Woody.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It's
could
ownership. It's
yeah,
ownership is the
owner,
thing.
yeah, it's
And I
just
will
rotten to the
I
core,
will
and
give Sheila Ford a lot of credit for, you know, sticking with the decisions that they made. And
they also, after that first season that was pretty bad with Dan Campbell, they absolutely nailed the draft. So
right. Right.
that helps. But
Yeah,
it's not
that
to say
does
that
it helps a lot.
The Jets haven't drafted well. Like, they've got a lot of
I
good
mean, right.
players,
Right,
and
exactly.
they aren't
And
like trading them for peanuts or anything. They're signing these players to contracts, and they're keeping them in house. Like,
mhm,
they have a good young defense with some veterans that know what is going on and are bought into the system seemingly.
mhm, mhm.
And I don't see that changing. But like you said, it's a culture thing. They just
Exactly.
can't get the most important part right, which is quarterback. They haven't had a good quarterback forever.
Exactly. And I'll give
Their
them
most notable quarterback is literally in jail for stabbing somebody in the last
right now. Yeah, yeah. In the last 20 years.
and
Yeah.
then,
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
I will give the 2025 Jets some credit for actually a not bad draft, right? Like Bembo hasn't seemed terrible. Obviously, the Jets' offensive line needs to improve still, but it's not the glaring weakness that it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Their
you
line's
know,
fine. Justin has
Mason,
quite a
yeah,
bit of
Justin
time,
Fields has tons of time to get things going, but
which is
that's
the
part of the
problem.
problem with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's not separation happening. I don't really like. I know you like Garrett Wilson, but I don't see him putting in the effort that he needs to. And I'll give Brees some of the same flack too. That he needs to be a little bit more. They both need to buy in a little bit more, and that's hard to do when you've got a real shitty fucking quarterback.
I mean,
Um,
I have seen this with crappy quarterbacks. You know, I've watched a lot of Falcons football the last 3 years,
right,
3 4
right.
years, and it's not been good with from the quarterback front. So I get it. Also,
Hmm.
Aaron Rodgers was clearly still hampered by his Achilles last season.
Achilles last
He
year. Yeah,
he
it's a 2 year thing.
he
He looks so much better in Pittsburgh right now.
yeah,
Like
he actually has
it's
a
a
little bit of his burst back. Like he can scramble
mhm,
now. He wasn't able. He
right.
was a literal statue in New York, and also just a locker room cancer. But that's a separate thing. Tomlin can
Yeah,
actually deal with that. That's his that's
right.
his
That's
Hall
his
of
kind of his
Fame.
MO.
Yeah,
Like
that's like
if you
his
can handle
superpower.
AB and Lev Bell, then Aaron
And
Rodgers is a
DK,
piece of
I've heard
cake.
nothing
Yeah,
from
exactly.
DK since
It's
he's
not a
been there.
P. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like that seems like it's honestly working out,
Yeah,
which
and then they had
dope.
Deontay. They had Deontay
Oh,
Johnson and
right.
George
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pickens, and although he couldn't really handle
Pickens
George
kind of
Pickens,
crashed out. Yeah, yeah,
which is
still,
why
but
he's not on the team anymore. But
right.
the Tomlin wide receiver curse didn't seem to follow George Pickens because he looks fine in Cowboy Land over there in Jerry World.
Yeah,
But
he looks fine in
yeah.
Jerry World for
Anyway,
sure. But then,
let's move. Since we're
yeah.
on the conversation of Justin Fields, let's talk about Casey and Ben's
Oh,
matchup.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because we can
And
definitely talk Justin Fields here
yeah,
and
so
start up with Casey.
brother,
This was a absolute dog shit game. Like absolute dog shit from Justin Fields. Like I I want to see this guy succeed. I think he could be he had the tools to be a good player before he was ruined by the Bears. And then,
I said it
partially
last week, man.
rehabilitated by the Steelers.
He's
But
he's a good running back. This dude
he's a
is not
great running
he's
back.
not a quarter. He's a
He's a great
fantastic
running
running back.
back.
Like just look at
Yeah,
it.
I
Just
mean, 7 for 31.
pretend
Like,
this
not
part doesn't
bad.
exist here. Just look at the rushing column.
Exactly. The
That's
rushing section looks
that's
pretty solid.
that's
Like, that's
fucking awesome.
RB2 numbers. Yeah.
This is more than what I'm getting from Kenneth Walker. Like way more. Way more. He gets a roughly
God.
the same quality of attempts, and he's producing way more. Like his yards per attempt every season he's been in the league is north of 5. That is insane. Like
That's
he's
crazy.
actually like a super good running back,
His yards per carry are north of 5 on average.
which is dude, that's nuts. That's a
That is
really
nuts.
yards per carry is a stupid
It's a
statistic.
little
It's a really
dumb.
really
Yeah.
reductionist, but it does matter. It's kind of like batting average in baseball. It's like
Right. Exactly.
it's an antiquated stat that doesn't tell you the whole story, but it tells you an important story. And
Right. Right.
you can
I mean,
just
it's an efficiency metric, right?
when Justin Fields flashes, it's when he scrambles or rolls out and then throws a good pass.
Yeah.
It's never him dropping back to pass and then
No. No,
throwing
that's not his
throwing
game.
with anticipation or getting a good read on what the defense is doing and throwing it to his guy and giving him a chance. He just can't do that, which is incredibly frustrating.
Well,
But
and
yeah,
it turns out those are tools necessary for a successful NFL quarterback.
and he's not that.
The best ones throw with anticipation. The best ones don't have to make production on the scramble drill. The best ones can drop back. Like,
I feel like Justin Fields would be the kind of quarterback that the Bills or the Ravens or maybe even Kansas City would want to keep around just because of his traits.
Mhm.
Because if the main guy goes, well, maybe not Kansas City with this comp, but if the main guy goes down, they need someone who can play in a fluid system where there's a lot of run pass option and there's a lot of
Right.
designed runs for the quarterback just kind of built into their playbook. It wouldn't really
Yeah.
make sense for him to
Yeah.
go to like the Rams or something where they have a
No, no,
pocket
no.
passer, or Miami where they have a pocket passer and sit behind that guy. You need like a
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
you need business continuity here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need a
Right.
guy that will be able to execute your playbook without drastically changing the playbook if the starter goes down. And I feel like Buffalo and Baltimore are the cities that he would want to be in for the future
Yeah.
as a backup.
Right.
He is not a
No,
starter
because I
quarterback.
mean, Justin Fields is simply worse Lamar Jackson.
Hmm.
Like basically, he's Timu Lamar Jackson.
I think he's better at rushing than Lamar Jackson is. I don't think that's a stretch. It's just that he's just so awful at throwing the football and
So bad.
he has no football IQ when it comes to
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
QB
those.
play. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
if he had the processing power that Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen has, he would be a you know
better,
yeah, he'd be a
better.
lock for Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Bears would just be terrorizing your division.
People. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, that's not happening though.
Oh yeah,
So
obviously not. This is like what, his fifth team or something. He's been on a lot of different teams, a lot of different squads. But
Bears, Steelers, um, and Jets now.
I guess it's three
But
teams now.
is it only those three?
I think so.
You're on the page. So you could scroll down. I just want to. Is there another?
Yeah, it's just those three teams.
Yeah, just those three. Because yeah,
Feels like he's
but you
been
will.
around more teams.
I mean, those those Bears teams. There were enough coaching changes that it feels like there was maybe multiple teams there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, true. But anyway, enough about Justin Fields. He had a
yeah,
terrible, no good, very bad game, but it didn't matter
God,
because
absolute
Casey
dog
just
shit.
absolutely destroyed Ben because Ben had a horrible week.
Yeah, Ben had a really bad time this week.
The Eagles
Piedmont
are
had
just
nothing.
the Eagles are just in shambles. I mean, Saquon Barkley for the time being is just going to be nothing until they can figure out their offensive line. We talked about it with Joe quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, the Eagles are having offensive coordination problems, it looks like. They are just not the same
They have no
team
identity,
that they were last year, and they don't know what they want to be. You
right?
know? Like, it'd be one thing if you could get, some even like it's okay to have your identity be the game plan.
Right.
Like that was in many ways that was the Tom Brady Patriots, was to have the identity of the team be we have a game plan.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just like that's just a part of it. So,
Whatever. They got a Super Bowl,
yeah, exactly. They made it happen. So,
which brings up an interesting thought. Who is the best team in the NFL?
yeah, it's a great question. And that's how the league wants it, really.
That's how I
Is
want it, to be
without
honest. It's the
without a
most
clear
interesting.
answer.
It's the most interesting when you have no fucking idea who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean, obviously for
But
other reasons,
realistically,
I'm going to say the Packers, but
you
that's
can't
fans talking.
legitimately think, just from an objective fan standpoint.
Yeah,
Just
no,
pretend
taking back
you're
fan
from
stuff.
like Tottenham or something and
I'm
you just
not.
like
Yeah,
the
no,
NFL.
just a
You're one of those
random
you're one of
NFL
those
fan.
goobers in the London game this weekend that
I
watched
couldn't.
the Jets lay
Yeah,
an
right.
egg.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Who is the best team? For me, it's Tampa Bay.
Fuck. Yeah, you know what? It's one of the Florida teams because it's either Tampa or Jacksonville in
Ugh,
terms of the eye test.
that's
And
ugly.
I know
That's
that's a
ugly
hot take.
that is a hot take.
I
I'll
know
agree with
that's a
Tampa
hot
Bay.
take.
I'll agree with Tampa Bay just because Baker is looking amazing, and
Baker's looking hot.
if they get all their
And
wide receivers healthy, I don't know how you're going to
that's
be able to protect
and that's the real rub with Tampa Bay is that they're rocking with Sterling Shepard and both
some
Johnsons.
140-pound like wide receivers that are going to
Nobody's
break.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tampa Bay always has good wide receivers. Like even their backups are good.
But
Like they're in the way that you can trust the Bears to develop a linebacker, you can trust Tampa Bay to develop a wide
Yeah, in
receiver
that weather,
and
absolutely.
identify it.
Never have
You
to worry
know,
about the cold.
no, no cold, no rain.
Yeah,
Everybody's catching everything.
yeah. But Jacksonville, I don't know about that. I mean, they have looked really shaky. Trevor Lawrence runs a really janky system. Like he's
Trevor
just
Lawrence doesn't look good, but the defense
he's a
leads the NFL in takeaways.
he's clunky. I mean, yeah, they have an elite defense. Clearly, they're back to
And
having an elite defense. But
I tend to lean towards that as, just in
the
terms of
metric,
my evaluation,
yeah, because the offense can get better.
offense can improve. And it's
Right.
not like ETN hasn't been running really well. It's not like we don't, I mean, we've talked about some of the issues in prior podcasts with like what's going on with BTJ. What does this look like for with Travis Hunter coming in and the Shane Waldron problem too,
Yeah.
So
And Shade
that's
Waldron
like
isn't
all
even
of those
though
things
he's not
are
even the OC, but he just gets all the flack because he's there and he's
he's
terrible.
right there. He's there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's what, passing game
Yeah, he's the
coordinator?
passing game coordinator, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
which is why everyone is like shitting on BTJ.
On him because of BTJ.
Yeah,
And honestly, the stuff that's going to Travis Hunter and Parker Washington isn't that innovative either.
no. I mean, in the game this weekend against the Seahawks, the stuff BTJ was doing was more the Seahawks fucking up than it was BTJ
Yes.
being dominant.
Yes.
In
Right. Well,
fact,
like we've said before, the Seahawks love to distribute a get right game.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
yeah, I completely agree. But so that's what informs my take of Jacksonville, even though I recognize that it's a pretty hot one.
yeah. I do kind of agree with the Green Bay take. If only your defense was a little more consistent and the offense
Yeah, they need
was
to
a
be
little
ball
more
hawking a
consistent.
little better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
They're just not. They're
Exactly.
a step behind Tampa in my opinion because Tampa has a good defense. It's good
Hmm.
enough. They've just been really
Good
beat
enough.
up.
Yep.
But their offense is clearly the best to me by
And
my
I mean,
eye.
Baker Mayfield is kind of playing like the best quarterback in football right now.
Yeah, he's
Like
definitely making a good case for MVP because
we're
and that
talking
re-
about dudes with
is
that dog in them. Like
yeah.
Baker Mayfield
it's
got that dog
it's
in him.
basically Baker and Cam Scatterbo right now. It's those two guys. They got the
Yeah, with
dog
the
in them.
dog for the dog. Yeah, for the dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So back to this matchup. This was interesting. Zay
Yeah.
Flowers has never fumbled before in his career,
Yeah,
and
that's wild.
he had two, didn't he, in
He's
this
only
game?
credited with one right there, but
I think the other one was a bad handoff or something. I don't quite
okay.
remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, he turned the ball over once at least, and that's the first time he's ever done that in his career, I guess, which is crazy.
That's wild.
It's one of those things where if that happens to one of your key players, if you're Ben, you know your week is cooked. Because when like historically bad
Yeah.
things are happening to your key players, you know that you're going to be fried in fantasy. And someone
Mhm.
like Casey's going to come in here and play Justin Fields and get nothing, and just get absolutely shit stomped by his running
Josh
backs,
Jacobs.
Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs and B. John Robinson.
Which I imagine for Ben has to hurt especially hard, but for
Nah, you can't be too mad.
I mean,
If I'm
Packers
watching
won,
if I'm
so
watching the Seahawks, if I'm watching the Seahawks and I'm playing Jordan and Jason drops a 30 bomb, I can't be too mad because my team probably
yeah,
won. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. The Packers did win, so
Yeah.
those two rushing
Although
touchdowns.
I am gonna be chaffed if I'm playing John and he plays Charbonnet and I'm playing Walker and Charbonnet
And
drops a
then you
30
get
bomb.
yeah, no, oh, yeah, you're gonna get you're gonna be mad
Even if the
about that
Seahawks
one.
win, I'm gonna be pissed.
I could definitely see Ben going like, why couldn't some of those rushing touchdowns have been on screen passes? Like
Yeah,
why couldn't we have just got Josh Jacobs at the screen game a little bit more? Like, come
True.
on, get
True.
that guy swung out there and get me 8 more points
Or
on those.
or dig what's his name, the rookie that he drafted. I'm Marshawn Lloyd out of the
Oh
grave.
yeah,
Maybe
no.
give him a
Out
shuttle
of the
pass.
grave. Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
deal with him? Is he even playing?
No, not yet. He
What?
hasn't. He's been on IR pretty much all season, and they didn't even open his window during the bye. So like something's fucking up there.
Yeah, you're talking about Cam
with
Scadabo is gonna
Marshawn Lloyd.
be out of the
No, yeah,
league.
yeah, yeah, right.
This motherfucker.
Injury in a way. Marshawn Lloyd literally has played one game in his entire fucking career.
He's like Anthony
Like,
Richardson. Like he's just like a freak athlete, and then he just like breaks his orbital bone, I guess,
I mean,
with a
Lloyd
resistance
looked
band.
like he was
What the
going to
fuck?
be a yeah, no, that's all it's all fucked up. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like that talk about a draft bust. Like dude is basically going to spend the better part of this is his third year
I was
on IR.
it was one of those rare Green Bay picks offensively where I was like, oh man, they got a guy.
That's
Hell
pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah.
I thought Marshawn Lloyd was I was targeting him in our rookie draft. I was like, man, that would be a good pick. But of course,
Yeah, I mean, you
I was
can't
like,
get one.
you got to Ben. Ben was on the clock
You're
the
not getting
second
any
round. I was like,
Packers,
Ben,
yeah.
just pick Marshawn Lloyd. Let's get on with it. He was like, yep, and then did it. I was like, all right, fine, fair enough.
Naturally.
Also on the Josh Jacobs discussion, apparently he was not feeling great during this game. He said he threw up before,
the
during, and after the game, and apparently he was also mic'd up. If there's any mic'd up I want to see this season, it's that one.
It's Josh Jacobs with the flu.
I want to see Josh Jacobs mic'd up
I'm gonna
flu
get this
game.
done.
Seriously, man, if they don't release that, I'm gonna be irate. Like we got a bunch of dumb mic'd up players, but come on, that's the game I want to see.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. That game though was, I will say, kind of fucking infuriating. Just from a football
Oh yeah, you almost lost.
standpoint. Yeah, you should not almost lose to the fucking to Joe Flacco's
The Joe
Cincinnati
Flacco
Bengals.
version. The Joe
Yeah.
Flacco version of the Cincinnati Bengals with like a week to learn the playbook. This is why
He
I was
was
saying
better
I'm not buying that they're the best team in the league. They're not there yet. You
I
got to
mean,
handle
well,
these
I
guys.
agree
You got to
with you.
handle these
Yeah.
guys.
I mean, we did, but like one was a little too close for a little too long there.
You know who's not
and
doing
I'll
that?
give-
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is smoking everybody for the most
Tampa
part.
Bay has won 5 of their last 6 games by less than a score on the last 2 minutes.
They've been playing good teams
Don't
though.
tell me they haven't played good teams, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean, you're playing poopy team. You're almost losing to them. So
yeah, well, we did lose to a poopy team. We lost to the Browns.
you did lose to the Browns, and they're
We did lose to the Browns.
super poopy.
They're
the team that
pretty
traded
bad.
the guy who beat you.
Trap game, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What else we got to get here? Zach Ertz.
He's infinite. He's the
Yeah.
old man, the Unk
So
offense,
old,
man.
Yeah, Unk offense is
So I'm assuming
exactly
you
right.
watched. Like I'll admit I did not watch that game super closely.
I did because
I'm assuming you
needed
did. Yeah.
things.
Yes.
I needed things to happen there.
Just looking at the box scores, like as my expert box score scout abilities told me, it looked like just one of those games where Jaden Daniels just really couldn't get a whole lot done, but did enough, but then not enough in the end.
But then didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that was sort of the case. Jaden Daniels still doesn't look right from the injury.
Yeah.
I would say.
That makes sense.
And probably won't for another week or two. I don't really have a choice in playing him. But yeah, like I think that's really what's happening there. And also the loss of McLaurin is way bigger than people are giving him the offense credit for. You know?
They're trying to make Luke McCaffrey a thing, man. I saw you picked him up, but
he ain't
it's
a thing. He
no,
ain't a thing.
he's one of
He ain't a
those.
thing.
He's one of those 32 team dynasty players that just gets
Yes.
a catch and a touchdown every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
cool.
It's just like dope. You won me my week, Luke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I had picked him up on the Packers bye week just because he had kick return. So I was actually rocking the esoteric maneuver last week instead to just try and maximize some of those return.
Zach Ertz is as old as us, and he's still playing at a high level.
Yeah, that's a
which is
really
remarkable.
salient point that number is my number. Like, Jesus Christ, Zach Ertz. Come on, man.
I
It's time to hang
drafted
him
Ben
up.
Sinnott because I was like, surely he will be able to get some run behind this 30 34-year-old, or at the time 33-year-old tight end
Yeah.
who always gets injured
Hmm.
every year. And guess who hasn't got injured for like 2 years straight and is going on an absolute tear? Like he's having a renaissance.
Man's name is Zach Ertz.
God damn, man. I was talking shit. I was talking all this shit.
You're talking
And
mad
Ben
shit.
and Ben was like, "Nah, man, he's good." I'm like, "I hate you, Ben." Whatever.
All
um.
right. Do we got to
So,
get? Do you have a
uh,
clip here for this one?
no, no
No.
clips
Okay.
this week. But that was a crazy game by Bijan Robinson. He is that dude. He has the longest breakaway touchdown of the season. That 81-yarder
Hmm.
was insane. And quite honestly, I think that Falcons game was the best game the Falcons have played
In
in a
years.
long time. It's basically
I
since
mean,
Matt
since the
Ryan was
Super
on the
Bowl
team.
season.
Yeah, basically since
Yeah.
Matt Ryan was on the team, they've not looked that good with that level of competition. People are going to say like, "Oh, the Bills' defense is all beat up," and dude, it's Josh Allen. It's more about what their defense did.
Hmm.
The terrible,
And
terrible Atlanta
that was a
defense.
weak spot last year.
They're literally the top defense right now.
Yeah, really turning it around.
It's it,
What changed?
it
What changed for them?
Well, for one, they drafted really well. They have a
Mhm.
bunch of young players that are hungry. And for two, they fired their DC from last year, who was absolute cheeks. So
Right.
that helps.
Who's there now?
Can't remember. I will look it up right now.
Because yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
a major
Jeff
difference.
Ulbrich. That's right.
Oh,
I was talking
okay. Yeah, a fucking good DC.
I was talking
Like,
all this shit about how after the Super Bowl hangover Falcons, the super hangover because they lost,
hmm
and they
hmm
fired Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan and all them, cleaned house,
hmm
and they elevated Raheem Morris and Jeff Ulbrich to run the team. Guess who's doing that in 2025
back.
now? They're
Yeah,
back.
it's
So I was
Raheem
giving the
Morris
Falcons
and
all this
Jeff
shit.
Ulbrich.
You literally brought in the interim head coaches from the darkest time
From
of your,
the worst time in the franchise's
and
history
they're
in a lot
back.
of ways.
And they were not looking good to start the season. And then last season was just gross. They were not a good team last season
Hmm.
either.
Yeah.
But they also had a very limited Kirk Cousins and a rookie Michael Penix, who is still figuring out NFL football.
Well, and
But
that's the most exciting thing about Penix right now is that he is still figuring it out. Like
yeah,
he's on the part of his development where he is getting better every game.
yeah,
And that's really cool for a Falcons fan.
he's not doing the thing all the other youngins are doing, where they're running around
Hmm.
and doing all this crazy play action stuff. Like Michael
Hmm.
Penix is a pocket passer. He's an old school player. He's not going to be the guy that you know has 5 yards to carry and rushes for 50 yards a game or has a bunch of rushing touchdowns on the season. No, he's going to be distributing the ball to Darnell Mooney and Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. That's his
Hmm.
job. He's going to do that very effectively. But
And I mean, what a great group to be distributing things to. Like all of those dudes have yak ability. All of those dudes have hands. Like make
yeah,
it easy for them.
but Bijan Robinson is, in my opinion, the best running back in the league. Just overall, he is the best running back in the league,
Hmm.
just based on uh, not just the metrics, but just like the intangibles.
The
They're
eye test
It's like I was saying at the beginning
favors
of
him
the
so
season.
much.
The Falcons have an elite offensive line, and that's still
Hmm.
true. If you watch this game, you see him run off the left tackle so effectively, and they have a lot of
Hmm.
tight ends that are capable. Everyone gives Kyle
Hmm.
Pitts all this shit because he's Kyle Pitts and stuff, but he's developed as a blocker.
Dude can block now.
Yeah,
Like
he can
that was
actually
not part of
block.
his game when he came into the league, and
He
it's
was really
been,
bad at it. He was really bad at
credit.
it.
And I know you're gonna cringe at this statement. Credit to Arthur Smith for forcing him to do it.
Actually, it was not Arthur Smith. It was more the development of Zach Robinson, which I'm still critical of Zach Robinson,
Hmm.
especially last season. It was bad, but I'll give him more time because he's shown, like with this game, a very impressive game plan against a very good team in the
A
Bills.
good defense to an
Yes.
extent. I mean,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
beat
they're
up,
banged
but
up.
it's still
They're
a good
banged up,
team.
but still, you need to handle business, and they did.
Well, and the Bills are banged up in the secondary, right? Like the
Yes.
linebacking core is still
And they
pretty like they
absolutely
still
got
have TJ
torched.
Edwards and they got annihilated.
Drake
Like
London had
they
like a
got
career game, or not his career game,
blasted.
but he was really effective.
Well, I'm just saying, look at Bijan and you with like knowing that the line is the defensive line for Buffalo is close to full strength and the linebacking core is for close to full strength.
No Matt Milano
Like
still, but yeah,
yeah, no Milano, but
that's
and that's
important.
still
That's very
a
important.
problem. That is a
Yeah,
very important part of that. But um, yeah, Bijan absolutely torched them.
yeah.
And that's like I think this is a statement game for this Atlanta Falcons team, and I think that's a cool thing to see.
It's crazy to think that the NFC South, the ailing NFC South, is going to be one of the most competitive divisions in football this season in the entire
Well,
league, like across both conferences. You have Tampa
isn't it
Bay,
always that they're competitive for no reason?
yeah,
Like they
because
either they're all winding up like fucking
it's
7 and
winning.
9 or
Yeah,
whatever, but
winning
like
winning the NFC South and getting into the playoffs is like a participation trophy
right,
because it's
right.
Tampa Bay, who up until recently has been really
Until
bad.
the Tom Brady year
Yeah,
was just
and
garbage.
even after the Tom Brady year, there was the hangover, and then they found
Yep.
themselves with Baker, and he's
With
kind of
Baker,
turned it
yeah.
around. But like
Rebaked.
it was the Falcons' division to win the last several seasons because Tampa Bay was clueless,
As
and
soon as the Saints
the
lost Drew Brees,
Saints
they
know Drew
basically
Brees,
collapsed.
no coaching, horrible cap
Yep.
situation. They've been
And then
kind of in the shadow
the
realm. They're easily
I
the
was
worst in that
struggling to
division.
remember that Carolina was in that division, which is all you have to say about the Carolina Panthers in here.
Yes, but
You know,
to that point though, they're
they're coming back.
they're looking good. I mean,
They're coming back.
They've played back to back horrible defenses, and we'll talk about that with Rico Dowdle in a
Right.
minute.
Right.
But
And Tet too.
and
Like
Tet, right? But Bryce Young is still really questionable as a project
yeah,
quarterback, but
right.
they seemingly have a competent defense. They have a competent offensive line that can establish the run, and that's always kind of been their calling card, even pre
Mhm.
Bryce Young. During Bryce Young, except for his rookie season, which was one of the worst offensive lines in the league, they fixed it,
Mhm.
and that's why they have a run game. That's why Chuba Hubbard is a thing, and that's why Rico Dowdle is a thing the last 2 weeks
Right.
at least. But yeah, the NFC South, in my opinion, is one of the most competitive divisions in football right now, with the way that the Falcons are looking.
It's definitely up there. I mean, obviously the
NFC
Saints are
West,
still nothing,
NFC West
but
is pretty crazy. Uh, Yeah,
well,
the
don't look.
NFC, the AFC is going to get their shit together. Like the Chiefs aren't going to be bad forever. The Eagles aren't going to be bad
Right.
forever. The Ravens are a huge question mark, but I don't see
The
them being
Ravens are
bad
just
forever.
injury demolished. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean
the Ravens are going to have a down year this year, but will come out of it next year a lot
yeah,
stronger. That's kind of just the way it
if they
looks.
don't make playoffs, which it's looking very likely that they won't, but who knows? They have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and
Things could go crazy. Like
yeah,
if Lamar comes back in 2 weeks and sets the world on fire and they go on a streak, they could absolutely make the playoffs.
yeah.
You know, it would be precedent setting, but it's not undoable.
Yep. I want to pivot over to this man though. We got to pour one out for Fred Warner.
Oh yeah, this is rough. Again, no
I hate
love for the
this.
49ers, but this sucks.
This really sucks. As just a fan of the game, Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the game. He's the best linebacker in the world. I don't think there's a
Yep.
linebacker who's better than him. So that sucks.
At least in terms of off ball, yeah, absolutely.
He's the absolute, like, they lost their heart and soul of this team. They lost Nick Bosa for the season, and they
Mhm.
lost Fred Warner. But I'm sure it's not going to matter. And
All
CMC is
three
going to
of the
somehow
kind of
just get stronger, and they'll just play better.
well, yeah. I mean,
I counted them out
but like
completely against the Rams,
seriously
and they
though,
still beat them. Like, it,
3 out of the 4 of their best players are out when it comes to
and
Kittle,
it doesn't
Warner,
seem
and
to matter.
Bosa. It doesn't. It
And they don't
doesn't.
have no Pearsall, they don't have their QB1.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem to matter yet. And the Shanahan system is Pearsall is something, but not like a he's not the most important
If they didn't have CMC,
weapon on that
I think
team.
this team begins to actually fall apart. And maybe we'll
Right.
see their defense take a step back. Maybe they'll start
I mean,
getting
that would be
scored
the
on like crazy.
that would be
But
the expectation at this
I gotta
point.
say though, the one drive where Fred Warner wasn't in the game when the Seahawks played him in Week 1, the defense looked completely ass. It was very
Yeah.
apparent when Fred Warner was not in the game, and that has a lot to do
Yeah.
with the fact that he's the green dot. He's the quarterback of
Hmm.
that defense. He's setting up the
He
defense
calls
to
the
succeed.
plays.
He calls the
He calls the
plays, right?
plays.
When he's not in there, it's not just him playing well and making tackles and doing crazy shit. He hasn't really even been that great for fantasy this season. He's had a couple good weeks, as you can see here. But, you
Right.
know, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be rough. Like, losing Nick Bosa is one thing. You're losing pass rush. When you lose your
Right.
quarterback, you can see the team fall apart. I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers defense regressives massively from this. But
That would
I
be
don't
the
know. I thought
expectation.
that would happen already, and it hasn't. So I guess we'll see.
Who's the next man up is an interesting question
They,
here.
dude, they got practice squad players coming in playing linebacker. There's
Yeah.
some interesting young players that they drafted that might
There's some
step
stuff that they can
into a
do.
big role for the rest of the season.
Interesting.
But hopefully we see Fred Warner next year. I mean, we saw with Dre Greenlaw after his Achilles tear, the 49ers moved on from him, and he's just not really been a thing at
Not the same.
all. He's,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully Fred Warner can come back. I mean, we're watching in real time this go on with Chris Godwin, who's literally the same injury, he dislocated ankle.
Right.
And Chris Godwin
Right.
is clearly not right. He's
Not
already
looking
out
the same,
again.
no. Yeah.
They're saying that it's not the same injury. It's like a
But
different.
we all know,
Yeah, it's
like, even if it's not the same injury, it's
it's
probably related to the
the
initial injury because
correct.
of how
Yeah.
things are being favored or whatever, and like through the recovery process and like not being the same player or being at the full go it's going to lead to more injuries.
Right.
So
Right.
it's one of the reasons I want teams to be conservative and why I'm kind of fucking so mad at the 49ers over Jawan Jennings, even though I own him in absolutely zero fantasy leagues.
Yeah, you want good teams because you want lots of fantasy relevancy happening every week,
Right. Right.
even if they're not on
Exactly.
your team.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep,
Cool.
that's all I gotta say about this matchup.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's talk about me and Trevor. All right, me and Trevor, as you can see on the screen here, this was our match.
Featuring Trevor as Mario.
And everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wario is Treverius Ward, Mario is Puka Nakua, and Peach, I guess, is
Chase Brown?
no. We'll say it's Josh Palmer.
Josh Palmer. Okay, yeah. It did all right. Yeah. The hairy palms.
So it started on Friday, well, way before that, because his entire team is just absolutely cooked.
Completely decimated by
Yeah,
injuries. It's been a rough season for Trevor.
Yeah, let's just take a look here at the hospital, because Trevor's not doing so good. So we got, let's see.
Scroll up. So a little higher up. There it
Yeah,
is.
there he is. He currently has 48 points,
Yeah, brutal.
which is just
Brutal.
insane. So it started with Treverius Ward, who was ruled out pregame. Like, it was really close to the start of the game, and he didn't catch it. And he just messaged me. He was like, "I can't fucking deal with this shit, man. This is so bullshit." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
GG's, easy game for you."
Yeah.
Chris Godwin's already out. Josh Palmer got knocked out due to an ankle injury in the middle of the game, which was like his third like backup.
Straight.
Chuba Hubbard was ruled out. Alvin Kamara was banged up, almost didn't play. Brock Purdy's been out for weeks.
Yeah.
There's still this mystery of what's going on with Joe Mixon and if he's alive. Apparently his ankle's been medically removed from his leg, apparently, and cannot play football ever this season. They're being really weird about that injury. I'm not really sure what the hell's going on.
Yeah, no, something's clearly up there. You know, like there's too much weirdness surrounding that particular injury.
Yeah, I don't really understand, but Trevor's team is basically Danny's team from last year in terms of the
Right.
injury situation so
Yeah.
far. It's been pretty crazy. Some other people are dealing with a lot of injuries as well, but I think he's dealing with the highest degree of important injuries,
Hmm.
especially with the newest one, in Puka Nakua. Dude is literally the wide receiver one on the season and was on track to set some
Yeah. Have some
records
records.
and,
Yeah.
well, break more records, I should say.
Basically. Yeah.
And now he won't get an opportunity to do that for a few weeks, maybe.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
He was in
Um,
a lot of pain too after he went down on the field. It looked
yeah.
bad, but
Well, I mean, if we look at the seasonal leaderboard here, yeah, no, yeah, it looked bad. It looked like a bad injury. I mean, I saw basically he had the defender land on him and like really overextended that ankle, and it did not. I have done that not in the scope of an NFL game without an entire person's worth of weight landing on me, and it still fucking hurts like hell, and I would not be able to do much athletically. So I really do feel for him. Like that's
he did go to the locker room and return to the game, but I guess he didn't feel right. And it seems that whatever happened, it won't be too serious. Maybe he
yeah,
just
that's what the
maybe it's just a
reporting is at least, but
maybe it's a low
hopefully it's a
sprain.
low
I don't know. I guess
sprain.
we'll find
Yeah.
out. Um,
Hopefully for him it's a low grade low sprain.
I
For
mean,
both for Puka and Trevor.
The
But
Rams are playing Jacksonville.
mhm.
They could really use him in this game.
Yeah.
But I guess for now, Devontae Adams stock's way up.
Yep.
And then their bye week. So that was a really good time to buy for them.
Yeah.
Week 8
Yeah.
is apocalypse though. So I think it's
Yes.
six teams,
Yes.
6 or 8 teams that are on bye that week.
It's week 8, 9, and 10, right? That are all kind
Yeah,
of super stacked for buys.
I think 8 is the bipocalypse this year though. There's
Yeah,
always
it's
one
the
week
big bad one.
where it's just insane.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Sorry, Trevor. That is a insane run of injuries that you ran into, and I feel bad for you, man. On the
Yeah.
bright
Well,
side, though, Travis
it's him and
Kelsey
Ben
looked
that are
okay.
the season leaderboards for the hospital right
Yeah,
now.
somehow though Ben
Yeah.
is still contending, and that's just because he's got Saquon and a bunch of other good players.
Yeah.
So and Zay
Yeah.
Flowers really emerged this season before the Lamar Jackson injury, but
Yes. Yes.
yeah, him and
That's
Trevor
obviously hampered him.
are
Yeah. Brutalized. I mean, Trevor, Ben, and Matt are all within 10 points of each other. And then Casey's not far behind either.
yeah. I mean
And then there's kind of a big
the
drop.
bum, so
Yeah, right. Chase Claypool. How much has Chase Claypool been artificially inflating Casey's score at this
every,
point?
every week it's what is it, 3 points?
3 points every week. So
Oh, 2 points. 2 points.
two,
Yes.
2 points every week for
Yeah.
that. So that's 12 points inflation, which still, it really does actually that does take Casey out of the kind of that range, right?
Yeah.
Uh, in a big
I
way.
might have to make some improvements to this system in the off season where it examines the
Whether or not they're
importance.
rostered.
Well, the importance of the player, so factor in their fantasy production.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm not sure how I would do that. For now,
I mean,
this system is fine and it's hilarious. So,
yeah, oh
because for
yeah.
example, I mean Matt, we just talked about Matt and his team being kind of
Yeah.
out of contention. I mean, he's got Jonathan Brooks is out with
Right.
his ACL, so he
Right.
gets a bunch of points from that. So he's holding a injured player, so he's going to get a bunch of points from that. But really, Nick Bosa and Jalen Coker and Cedric Tillman are all players he wishes he had in his roster. And now Amari
Mhm.
Hampton's on IR, so he's just
Mhm.
him and Trevor have just been having an awful season with injuries.
Like
I think
and huge and seedy and like Bosa,
yeah.
like Braylon Allen, like yeah.
And
Matt's just getting
Ben is getting
ruined.
healthy, so I think he will
Ben is
drop.
getting better.
He will
Yeah.
drop in the leaderboard over the coming weeks, but maybe Trevor and Matt will rocket ahead of them.
Well, and Christian Watson is due to come back.
Yeah,
Like his window, his
well,
21-day window was opened last week.
you guys
So
have got a
he'll
spot reserved for him in your little infirmary for when he inevitably comes back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
talking about
He's
Cam
he's talking
Scatabo.
about injury prone. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 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 Absolutely. God. Yeah. If Christian Watson's legs could be whole for a whole season, that would be phenomenal. I'd be
He
really
was
into
really
that.
good when he's healthy.
He's great when he's healthy,
Yeah.
and he is absolutely the element the Packers offense is missing
Yeah.
because he is that field
A
stretcher.
dominant field stretching weapon
Hmm.
that you had in
Big,
Devontae Adams.
handsy field stretcher. Like, well, Devontae Adams, especially near the end of his career, did not fill that role. I mean, uh, the Packers famously went with MVS for about 4 seasons.
Yeah, but MVS, we
Exactly.
quickly saw what
Cooked.
happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, Christian Watson really fills the MVS role as the better version when he's healthy. So,
Um, but as far as Trevor's fantasy team goes at the moment, Jared Verse is looking like a really apt pickup. Um,
oh yeah, he's the guy.
I had him over who is it? Latu. I
Oh
really like
yeah.
Jared Verse. I think that Josh picked him before, like the pick before or shortly before, maybe after. I don't know, around here. And we were talking about how, they might both be really good, but I like Verse more. I can't remember if it was
I think that
Joe.
was
I think it was
I
Joe.
think
Who's
that
like,
was the concurrence. I think that was the consensus among the I liked Latu as well,
oh, maybe
but
it was you. I don't know. I liked Jared Verse a lot, and yeah,
I
he's
do too.
good. He's really fucking
He's
good.
really good.
Which
He's really good.
sucks as a Seahawks fan because we just got over Aaron Donald, and now we've got to deal with this
And now you
motherfucker.
got Jared Verse. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, exactly.
yep.
Well,
And
and
then
but
this guy has
Byron Young.
been on an absolute
Homie
tear.
has been on a tear.
Yeah,
Look at that. Look at those sack counts.
that's ridiculous. Every week,
Yeah, like holy shit.
every
Every
week.
week.
Ben.
Is he in your roster? I mean, like,
Yeah, he is. He is. But you better be
yeah, you
starting
play
him every
him.
week. You play him.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully it
put him
stays
in.
because not only does he give you the sack production, he's got a lot of tackles too. This is why I
Decent
really like
tackle
the
for
Rams.
it.
The
Yeah.
Rams defense is like crazy because you got him. It's
Hmm.
Houston's defense with Will Anderson
Yeah.
and Danielle Hunter, and then the Rams with these
Yeah.
guys, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
close to that is the Giants. The Giants defensive line, and we talked about it last week and the
With
week before, where
yeah.
you got Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter and Sexy Dexy. They probably have the most complete pass rush unit in the league, but
Absolutely.
the
All
Rams
four of those
the
dudes can rush the
Rams
passer
is
effectively.
disgusting, and the Packers is really fucking good too. Although we need to see more from
Yeah.
Micah. We'll talk about him with Danny's matchup, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Micah Parsons just being completely a ghost is a problem
yeah,
for the Packers.
we'll talk about it with Danny's matchup, but
Which is that not next? But we got to talk about yours still a little bit. We got to go through your shit.
yep,
All right. Um,
I won doing
Pickens.
absolutely nothing.
Pickens. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you had a below average game that you won because of Trevor's just absolute dog shit luck.
I mean, I had a couple contributing factors. That is, I have no running back two until about an hour
Till
ago.
earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I picked up Nick Chubb and then also the Cam Scatabo trade.
Right.
Kenneth Walker is being used in a.
So frustrating. So fucking frustrating.
So I kind of get it too, because he was dealing with a foot injury, a nebulous foot injury, because this dude
Mhm.
just has like a lot of little niggling soft tissue injuries that he
Mhm.
needs to figure out if he wants
Right.
to stay in the league for any amount of time and make a bunch of money. And essentially, what's going on here is the coaching staff are using Charbonnet as a way to essentially soften up the defense in the first half of the game, and
Mhm.
then to use Kenneth Walker more, basically saving him for the second half of the game. And what that's really doing is it's forcing defensive coordinators across the league to stack the boxes because they use a really heavy tight end focused system. We run a lot of 12 personnel. And as a result, there's a lot of congestion at the line of scrimmage. And you can see it with this breakout with JSN and Torrey Horton and all the we're always seeing all these highlight reel plays from all of the pass catching weapons
The
in Seattle.
downfield
Why
passing
do you think
is
that's happening?
opening up because boxes are getting stacked because
Exactly.
there's all that Charbonnet pressure.
And
That
that
makes a
is
lot of
why
sense.
the fantasy football community is so frustrated with Ken Walker and Charbonnet. It's really not that they're both bad. We see around the league many fantasy relevant teams or duo running back situations,
Hmm.
most famously in Detroit, where you have two startable running backs, and that's really not going to happen as long as the current scheme is working, and it is. I mean, the
Hmm.
Seahawks are
Hmm.
currently in the driver's seat in the NFC West, really, despite the fact that San Francisco is 3-0 in the division right now. Doesn't really
That's
matter.
not gonna, that probably won't hang,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It doesn't really matter if your defense can't keep it together. And if Shanahan does manage to continue dominating with all of the injuries they have, the key injuries they have, then he should be coach of the year. But I can see the Seahawks going on a tear here uh, offensively for the rest of the season, at least a good portion of it.
Hmm.
That being said, it's still going to be a annoying split between Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, and they're probably not going to be RB1 material on the season. So
Yeah.
another reason why I made the trade I did is because I need a running back. I don't want to waste another season where I'm just like a running back away and I don't have any options and I have a bunch of
Hmm.
like I'm loaded at wide receiver. I have an okay
Yeah.
quarterback room and an okay tight end room thanks to you. And
Hmm.
I can't really go into the playoffs and expect to win against all the other teams that have good rosters if I just don't have a running back. If I'm trotting out
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt and Bashal Tutin behind a healthy uh, Travis Etienne, I'm just gonna get
Yeah.
cooked. So
It's
that's
not gonna
kind
work.
of that kind of like is a
And I think
factor
that
into
makes,
the
I mean, that
situation
makes a
with
ton of
my
sense
trades
on why you'd spend two firsts to pick up Scatterpo,
because he's
especially
actually
a player that
doing
you're high
something.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
And I mean, he is the kind of player, it's not that you didn't win this week, but he's the kind of player that would win you over, because you would not win this week if you were going up even against me.
yeah. I
You
basically
know,
lose. I basically lose playing
on a
most of the
dog
league.
shit output for me,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So
I mean, Drake London had an incredible game. He should have had another
really
touchdown,
did.
um,
Yes, he should have.
but he didn't.
Yeah.
And Emeka Buka getting a hamstring injury is really unfortunate, but it
It's rough.
happens. But
Yep,
he'll be back, and he's looked
he will.
amazing. And I have a decent defense, so that's going to be my season.
Yeah.
Basically, is like if I don't get hit with crazy injury luck, then Matt's picks he got for me will be pretty low, and I'm
That's
okay
the
with that.
idea.
But
It's,
I could also get
yeah.
absolutely fucked in the next 2 years, and he could have a really high draft pick from me. So,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. Well, Matt has really taken in some big wins for trading away running backs. So good job on the value there.
He just needs to draft
I'm
some
blessed.
impact players.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not that he
exactly.
hasn't, but
Right. Well,
yeah,
I mean, Scatabo was clearly a pretty good pickup.
yep.
He's just
He
like
just
we said
he
earlier,
saw the
Matt
value was
got
there. I mean,
injury decimated.
I am desperate and I overpaid for a running back. Although we'll
Right.
see if that ends up being the case or
Yeah,
not.
we'll see. I mean, yeah, let's wait 2 years before we decide if that's an overpay.
Yeah, it really depends on who
You
he
know,
ends up drafting with those
exactly,
picks.
exactly.
So or trading to get.
Well, and honestly, what also matters is what you end up doing this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you wind up winning, then that kind
That's
of
the
who
second round
cares?
pick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep. I'm all in. All in.
Ollie in.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Joe and Danny
Cool. Let's get to Joe and Danny. Yeah.
down here.
This is a rough game for Joe.
He's been having a rough season, man.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, neither of the Detroit running backs really did anything against KC. That was a wild game. And it ended so contentiously too, the Detroit
Yeah,
KC
Brian
game.
Branch, you dummy.
It's such a dummy. Such a dummy.
If there's someone you're gonna pick on, I guess it's TikTok boy. I mean, this is Juju Smith
Smith
Schuster we're
Schuster.
talking about
Yeah,
here.
right.
But you gotta stay in like playing games, brother.
It's
It's also rough because they have a bye week 8, so
yeah.
Joe's not going to
Well,
have
that's
his top corner for a minute.
I mean that is why I think the week 8 bye is why it's not a 2-game suspension.
I don't know. I
Because
think that's
honestly,
just going to
like
be one game because this happened with Derwin James last year.
that's true.
But it wasn't a fight; it was play related. It was spearing, I
Right,
guess.
right. He speared that dude.
Yeah, so it's player safety.
This was
This was
legit a stupid fight.
yeah,
Like this was some dude getting heated after a loss, making a dumb fucking decision. Like talking shit the wrong way. Like I mean, I don't know. The sequence goes right with Mahomes being like, "Hey, good game, guy," and Branch being just like kind of shut down and shitty about it. And he's like, "All right, cool. See you. Have a nice season." Mahomes walks the fuck away. And then it honestly looks like Smith Schuster takes some offense at that and says something.
right.
And then that's what triggers Branch into doing the thing there. It's still fucking dumb.
I don't know.
Like,
Hockey's
don't do
got it
that.
right. They should let the
Yeah, let
players
him
police
fight.
the game. Let them fight.
Yeah,
Fuck it. I
let
think
him do it.
make
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But I know that's not what the NFL's going for. It's not.
No,
It's
no.
beneath them. But
It doesn't bring out the
again,
family aesthetic that they want
league is
to put
soft.
up. Soft.
You can't even like. We didn't even talk about the JSN penalty. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
this,
there
but
was another taunting penalty I heard, but I didn't see the
so he
play.
makes a big play and then does the spin. You know, he spin the football and it stays on the
Oh
ground.
yeah,
It's
the
spinning around.
lean.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did it right in front of the DB that was covering him, and they flagged him for that as unsportsmanlike. It's like, dude, that's not what.
Huh?
I was watching the game with my dad this weekend, and he was just like, "That's dumb. You can only do that in the end zone, don't you know?" And he's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's so
Yeah.
dumb, man. The league is soft.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. On the bright side
Ugh.
though, Joe, Drake May is real. You have a
Yeah. He's
really
doing a
good
thing.
you have a really good quarterback carousel here between Baker Mayfield, who you got for free, $11 a fab.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good freebie.
that's pretty awesome. And then Drake May
Herbo.
is I hate
This was a
this because I
Drake May
want
was what, a third round pick for him?
yeah, they're basically
Yeah,
a fourth.
312.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Great pick.
he's got what is looking like a quarterback that will be in the league for 15 years and will be the franchise, like the face of the Patriots. Just after we got rid of Brady, man. That's bullshit. I was hoping that
Yeah,
the Patriots would just be dog shit for a long time because, you know, they just had a 20-year dynasty and stuff. But nah.
They could still be dog shit for a long time. Like Drake May is playing really
Not with
well.
not
and
with a great quarterback, which he very well could be.
I don't know if I'm willing to call him a great quarterback yet, but he
The
has
tape
been
don't lie, man. He's legit.
he has been good enough. And that's really it. The real difference I think is for the Patriots is the development of the wide receivers. Like I think we're seeing Drake May be the Drake May that he was last year.
That's the thing, though, is you can get a wide receiver. You can't just get a quarterback. Look at the Jets.
No, that's true.
Look how many
That's
teams
true.
around the league.
That's true.
It's like the fucking Browns jersey guy with the 50 quarterbacks on the back.
Oh yeah.
And then the Patriots
I
are over here with Tom Brady, Mac Jones, Jacoby Brissett. Who else? No, there was one more in there.
Oh, wasn't it Tyrod
Skylar Thompson or
Skylar Thompson? Yeah.
maybe one more guy, and then Drake May.
I feel like Tyrod Taylor was in there for a year.
He was
Right?
on other teams. No, he wasn't on the Patriots. I don't believe. But anyway, point being,
Yeah.
they had a short stint where they didn't have a quarterback. Now they got a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Patriots, man.
He's been good. He's been good. Drake May's been really good. And yeah, like so, I mean, while we're talking about trades, you could get some value for him, like any one of these three quarterbacks.
The question
probably
is
get some good value.
You know, Joe's got a
in
roster
the league.
that is contending as well. I mean, if
Should be, at least, in
if
theory.
Isaiah Pacheco can get healthy, and maybe next year he'll be fine.
But that's the thing is that
He'll be cooking.
Pacheco isn't the I don't think it's a health problem. I think it's a scheme problem.
I don't know. He hasn't looked different after that injury to me. His
Yeah,
running,
he hasn't looked like he was pre-injury.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And he was injured last year, right? Or was it 2 years ago?
It was last year. Was when he got
Then
hurt,
I mean, yeah, he's just recovering
and then he came back too
probably.
early, and yeah,
Yeah,
it was
right,
part of the reason
right.
why Joe picked really high this year is because his team
Yeah, the
was riddled with
Pacheco
injuries.
Pacheco down offline. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, yeah. Most of I feel like Joe's problem here is really, you know, just guys not going off. Like this is a bad week.
Yeah, it was a bad week. I mean, Tet had
The Eagles are
Tet
still the
finally got a
problem.
pair of touchdowns. I mean, he's still
Yep.
not a whole lot in the box score. Is
I mean,
mostly just
only
a running game.
five targets
Five
is not
targets. Yeah, it's
great.
not great, but they didn't need to because Dallas can be ran on.
No.
So
Yep.
Rico Dowdle happened. But
Yeah.
yeah. On the
All
other
right, let's
side,
start
though,
with
Danny,
Danny. Yeah.
uh, Josh Allen played. I mean, we talked about it in my matchup with
Yeah.
the Falcons situation, but
We got Danny Jones,
Daniel Jones, did
two of
you update
five.
this, Danny? I think you don't
Yeah,
you need
it's
to
two of
update?
five.
It's 2 of 5.
No,
Okay.
it's 2 of 5 is correct.
Yep.
Because wasn't Josh on bye one of these weeks last week?
No, their bye week is this week.
Or it was
So
next week.
yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
it's probably 2 of 6 now.
Josh Allen's still excellent, but like, yeah, he shat the pant. He shat his pants. He
He
shit
was
the bed.
mushy. Yeah, he was a mush, Allen.
The thing that Danny really wanted to see, though, I'm sure, was Derrick Henry to do something on this dreadful
Yeah.
Ravens team, and he did. And the snow in Vermont is coming. I'm sure he'll
The
be fine.
snow in Vermont is coming. Yeah. Um, Derrick Henry this year, I am worried about those snap percents because acknowledging that Derrick Henry is in fact 31,
Not giving him a
but
lot of run.
exactly, and this is a dude who thrives on the beatdown. Like his success, I think, in years past. So maybe it's not actually all that different now that I'm
No, it
looking
is.
at
No,
it.
it is down
It is
considerably.
down, but it's not. I
But I
mean,
mean,
okay,
this
so
is interesting.
down
Of
like
the
20%.
So he played half the snaps this week, but he still got
Yeah,
24 rushing attempts.
attempts. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like pretty much when he was in,
But this is definitely
he was
down. He's usually north of
in
50%.
the
This
north
season
of 50%.
he's
Exactly.
averaging
He's
lower than
about
that.
50.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean like look at it. Like those are
It's
50s.
about
Like the
50, right?
39 and the 61 will average out to 50. Um, those two
Right.
49s help draw the average forward. So it's like just about 50
But you're not wrong. I
this
mean, just
year.
just look at the attempts themselves. Like some weeks it's a little over
Right.
10. Like
8 attempts versus
These are
Kansas
Kenneth
City.
Walker numbers right here.
Right, exactly.
Like
I worry
look in
about
the
that. I'd
past, it's
like to
like
see 24 attempts,
24. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If Derrick Henry gets 20 carries, you're going to have a better chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
And that was kind of always the metric on the Titans is like, did Derrick Henry get 20 carries?
Yeah. I remember
And like,
I remember a rookie Derrick Henry. His first couple of years, he was just like
yeah, wasn't quite
really
doing it.
disappointing. But if you
Yeah.
held on back then, man,
Yeah, exactly.
you got a ride.
Exactly. But in 2018,
He broke
things
out.
were
He
starting to
broke
really
out
kick
in
on.
end of 2018 on the Titans.
Yeah, in 18, 19.
With
And then, yeah, Derrick Henry became
Arthur
the
Smith.
guy.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Arthur Smith and Matt LaFleur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Simpler times. Simpler times. When the Titans were good for once.
You really want to see
Speaking
this
of
though.
running backs on another foot, this is what we want to see for Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Those are the kind of attempt numbers and snap numbers you want to see.
The thing is though about Devon Achane is that he is literally the Miami Dolphins offense. He's very talented, obviously. But
Yeah.
he has the most motor. He's clearly the player that the Miami Dolphins are designing their offensive game plan around, and it shows.
Right. Right.
There's Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright. Doesn't matter. You got Devon.
Yeah.
Achane. They are going to run him into the
It's
ground.
Achane time. Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to see this, especially with the really bad vibes around Miami.
Oh yeah,
This dude's good.
it's bad vibes in Miami right now, but A Chain has been a really good bright spot for them.
Yep. The thing that's really concerning for Danny, though, I will say, is the Micah Parsons Miles Garrett like stack that
Yeah,
has been so
yeah.
strong for him is just
This
nothing.
is this is the
Miles
bag-itis year for Micah Parsons.
Miles Garrett also hasn't gotten a sack in weeks. Look at that. That's
Yeah,
not ideal.
fourth week now or
That's
3 weeks
he's
without a
definitely
sack.
having a down year. Like this is
Yeah,
like redraft. You play IDP leagues. You think about dropping Miles Garrett. That's how bad it's
yeah,
been. There are
yeah.
other guys that are producing more than him on a consistent basis.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he'll get it figured out.
Let's just look at Micah Parsons for a second. Let's take a detailed look at some of these snap counts and numbers. Like, uh,
I mean, he's playing a lot of
mm,
snaps.
he's playing a lot of snaps. That's 58 snaps is pretty much the entire defensive, like, for the Packers because they're always rotating DL. And that's something that actually has been a thorn in my side when it comes to Rashawn Gary, is that there is no player on the Packers defense outside of Quay Walker and Edrin Cooper that play every down. Everybody else rotates. And that does limit fantasy production in a big, big way. Um,
Right.
Cincinnati also, like, this is a game that we were expecting the defense to feast sack wise. And Flacco does have a really quick release. He just played the Packers defense 2 weeks ago. We didn't alter our game plan significantly for Flacco versus whoever we were going to be seeing for Jake Browning.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of think that the last minute Flacco decision here may have played a role in the lack of defensive production for Packers players. Um, and I think that is especially evident here on Micah Parsons.
I
But
mean, when you're watching the game, do you see him
he's
applying
getting doubled.
pressures, or is he just
Yes,
getting
yes.
bottled up?
He's he's getting double teamed and consistently applying pressures. But that double team is opening it up for LVN, for your Nazir Stackhouses, your is it Warren Brinson, who's one of the other guys, who's kind of a young DE or DL that's kind of taking advantage here.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
just looking at the advanced metrics that I pull in on
mhm.
Toulouse over here, you can see that he's getting pressures. Like this is a
13,
lot.
13 pressures on the
That's a
year so
lot.
far is
Well,
notable.
pressures and also hurries.
Yeah, exactly.
He's applying pressure. It's gonna. I guess what I'm trying to get
It's
at
going to
here,
come for
it's gonna come,
Parsons.
especially after the bye.
Mhm.
He's gotten healthy, hopefully.
Right, right, exactly. He's had that rest. He didn't have a high, I mean, for better and worse, he didn't have a high impact game against Cincinnati. He wasn't involved in a ton of plays.
And look who he's
Um,
playing in the coming weeks. Kyler Murray
right,
is hard to sack, but he's also hurt. Who knows if he plays?
right.
The backup is isn't it Jacoby?
Jacoby
Um,
Brissett, who is sackable.
he's very sackable, and the
Yep,
Arizona offensive line is dog shit. Um,
yep.
Pittsburgh has a absolute statue of a quarterback. It's very easy to sack Aaron Rodgers at 41
Yeah,
years old.
he gets sacked at least 2 or 3 times a
Okay.
game.
He's going to eat Bryce Young alive in week 9. He will probably have
Yep,
like 2 sacks and a strip sack, maybe another fumble recovery on top of
it's
that
going to
off
be
of
kind of
Rashawn
wild.
Gary. Like they're going to
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
Carolina
They're going to
alive.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of really winnable games for the Packers where the defense should take over
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Micah
in the next
Parsons,
four
Danny. I
weeks.
think you'll be fine. He's going to absolutely go on a tear here. It's
All
not
right,
like he's
and
been
if you really are worried about him, you can trade him back to me.
Steve's got a first there sitting for you.
Yeah, something like that.
Um, yep. That's pretty much all I got to say about this matchup. Let's move on
I
to yours,
think
Steve.
that's about it. Yeah, let's move on. So, yeah, when talking about my matchup, holy fuck, this is a tight one. This is among the tightest margins I've seen in our league so far. 0.28 points.
I think Casey and
Um,
I had a game where it was like point 0.1. or something.
You were like
It
0.04,
was
right?
really, it was
It was
really,
like
really
it
close.
was really close
Yeah.
at the end
Also,
of
there
it.
was a game with you where it was less than a point to it, but I think that was half a
Yeah.
point. I think that was
Yeah,
squarely
I think
you
I
and
think it was
you and
it was
me.
above a half tackle margin.
That's when you
Um,
like crashed out. You were having a bad time in real
I
life,
was having a
and
really bad time.
and then I
Yeah.
gave you delivered a
You,
bad beat, and you
yeah,
were
exactly.
crashing
I
out
was
left and
just
right.
fucking, yeah, no, that was not a good moment. Uh,
Yeah,
I
but
can say that
anyway,
now with some certainty. But yeah, no, this game is not finished and won't be until Thursday
yeah, we'll see Thursday
when the stat
if this
corrections
stands.
comes out.
But both of you guys had pretty good weeks, I would say overall.
About average, a little
If Brees
below, but about
Hall
average.
wasn't on the Jets, you easily would have won this.
Oh my God.
Jonathan
Yes.
Taylor is still Jonathan Taylor, and
JT's JTing. Yep.
he will be Jonathan Taylor for the time, like
In the foreseeable
for the
future. Like,
foreseeable future. Yes,
yeah, he's going to continue to be JT. RB1.
sir.
Brian Thomas finally awakened, as kind of predicted. I predicted he would against the Seahawks.
Like I said
Get
earlier, though, a
rankings.
lot of what was going on in that game was just like our backup defensive backs were
Yeah,
clueless, and there was a
yeah,
lot of situations where they were doubling nothing, and
right.
BTJ was just open. And then there
Yeah,
was the
just
Josh Jobe
oh,
play that made Trevor
oh
crash the
man.
fuck out, where he just
Yep.
pumps the ball into the air and then
Yeah, the tip
gives
drill. Yeah.
gives BTJ the ball basically.
Hmm.
Um, then there was the
Yeah.
long
The Travis
touchdown that
Hunter play.
BTJ got where Travis Hunter was lined off sides.
Yeah, fuck. Oh man.
Negated that. That would have won you the
That
week
that was
easily.
oh yeah, if
Because that
that
was a
had
50-yarder or
standed,
something.
yeah, that was an easy 12, like that would have put me into closer to my average.
Yeah, that was the Josh
And,
Jobe. That was the Josh Jobe bubble play.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I was barely watching that game because it was on the morning slate. But oh man, when I saw that, I had a let's just say I made it a little harder on my players for the D&D campaign after that. Like
Wow, what a
that
dick.
little
They have
I
nothing
was a
to
little
do with your.
salty.
They have
No,
nothing to
they have
do with
nothing to do
this.
with my fantasy performance,
Such an
but they
asshole.
sometimes feel the wrath. Uh,
Oh my fucking god, Steve! You
it's
can't do that to people.
the chef's having a bad day kind of approach. The food's extra spicy.
Oh my god. Well, Darren Waller,
He got a touchdown
you
in like
got
the
another
last
touchdown.
fucking second.
Yeah, you were looking real dumb for most of the game. I was gonna roast
Yeah, it was
you.
like 90% of the game. I was like, my exotic good news. Like,
But
nothing.
then he got one. That's
Yeah.
funny. Danny was like
As,
music. Danny was like music man. I was like,
as long
God damn
as
it.
long as I have my Ted Hangs, I can't lose. Uh, but yeah,
I mean,
Theo Johnson
you need
subbed
Brock
in for
Bowers back.
Bowers.
You
I
need
need
Bowers
Brock
back.
Bowers back.
Yeah, you do.
I need a bunch of guys back. I really need Bucky back. I need Bowers back, and I need McMillan back. All three of my real like standout awakenings from last year, aside from Jaden Daniels, are all out right now, and my season is starting to feel a lot like 23
Mm,
in some ways.
nah,
Not quite yet,
you were down
but
horrendous in 23. I think you're
yeah,
fine.
I was 2-4 at this point in 23. So,
No.
but I'm starting to get some of those tinglings of like, oh God, the injuries are getting very bad. Uh,
Everyone's dealing
uh,
with that though,
but yeah, no,
but
it's just
some
that
more than
time of the
others.
season.
Trevor.
Yeah. And it's been humbling being even to go to the hospital and be like, oh, I'm in the
It's not
middle
so
of the
bad.
league, middle bottom of the league every single week,
Yeah.
like by the ranking system. So maybe
I mean,
I'm
it's
just
got
being
some truth to
sensitive.
it. It's got some truth to it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. One that's it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have some objectivity in a measurement,
Right. It's like you
and
got to remember
that's
everyone else is dealing with this unless you're Jordan.
exactly. Exactly. Jordan's the lucky one here. And that's
Again.
really it.
Again.
Yeah. Dude,
Uh,
Jordan, are you not buying lottery tickets? Because like
no, no, no,
you
no,
really
no.
do have good luck in fantasy.
He's a Mariners fan, so
Oh, okay, never
that's
mind.
where
Yeah,
it's all
just
going.
keep
Yeah.
it, yeah, keep the juju focused there. Not the Schmidt-Schuster, just the juju.
Yep. Uh, John, you're looking at a bad beat here, my friend, unless Thursday doesn't go your way.
Yeah. Oh man.
But you
This is
kind
a
of
rough
deserve
one. I
it.
feel bad for John.
After 4 straight tush pushes, Eagles.
Yeah, that sucks. 4 straight tush pushes and
That's
3
getting
false
old.
starts
That's getting
through
old.
it.
I'm not quite at the point of
Oh
going
man,
scorched earth like I was with the Chiefs last year, but that's pretty dumb.
it's
I can appreciate a nice tush push when it's like huge Saquon run and he gets tackled
hmm
at the one.
hmm
Go for it.
yeah,
You're
right.
in the red zone and it's third and manageable. Like it's like a couple yards, or whatever, like 2 yards, like third and
hmm
2. Go for it. But getting down and having 3 chances to do this because you're
First
not in a
and
goal to go
goal
situation
on
yet.
the 1 or whatever, or on
Yeah.
the 6, like
They
sucks.
did 2 tush pushes to convert to get a fresh set of downs, and then did it 2 more times to get the touchdown. And then that injured, I can't remember who it was on the Giants, but it injured one of their defensive linemen. I think it was their guard,
Wasn't
or not guard. Is their
no, it
I think it
was
was their left um, lineman.
it was the young guy whose name I cannot remember. Carter, Abdul Carter.
Was it Carter? I can't
I think
remember.
so. I don't remember
But
exactly.
someone got hurt on that
Carter
play.
or Tibbs,
Yeah, I can't
I
remember, but
think.
that's kind of gonna happen eventually when you do this play over and over again. You got to think that the league cares more about that than it does like it's just bad. It's bad entertainment. It's not a good product. People want to see like rushing and passing touchdowns, not piling into a giant pile of
The
meat 4 times in
Look,
a row and
the meat
burning
pile
four
is
minutes a
not good
clock.
content. That's
No,
the
it's not.
bottom line.
This isn't rugby.
And it's well, and even then, a rugby play doesn't end when the runner is stopped.
Right.
So it's not like, the way that football is instanced, the meat pile is basically a functionally worthless thing,
Right.
to like do that tush push.
Unless it's
And on top of
unless
that,
it to serve
unless
its
it's a,
purpose.
1 yard line,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, and the quarterback sneak has always been a part of the game.
Right.
But
This is that
the
on
quarterback
steroids though.
sneak is able to be officiated properly. The tush push, we are not proving that we can officiate that properly.
I feel like
The false start rate on that play is way fucking high, and the Eagles do not get penalized for it.
yeah,
And other teams do.
there
That's a
was I
problem.
think it was the second one there was a false start. They just didn't call it cuz they couldn't see it cuz it's
Yeah, you
impossible.
can't see it, and there's no sky judge for it, and like replay catches it every single time.
But
So
they
we're
don't
starting to
use it.
see this on the broadcast, but they're not allowed to
I
or
feel
can't use
like
it or whatever.
I
It
feel like
sucks.
I feel like that's instead of banning this play, what they should do is make it reviewable.
I agree.
I think
I
that's a
agree.
perfyreasonable reasonable middle
Especially
ground for this play.
because if the Eagles are actually doing a false start on 30-40% of these plays, which is
They're
kind
gonna
of what the rate seems like right now.
right.
And I haven't done the number crunching, but that's kind of what the vibe is. At least it's like maybe a third of all of these tush pushes have a false start in
Right.
them, or like
That still
some
makes it a
sort of.
really good play. It's like if they
It's
screw it
still a
up,
great play.
if they screw it
A
up,
60% success rate is fantastic, and you screw it up, whatever, 4th and 6, you punt it anyway.
right? But then they aren't using it 4 times in a row in that instance. They're using it
Right,
when they need
exactly.
to get a touchdown,
When they
and
need to, and that's
it's
a
literally 1 yard and they
reasonable
get a
quarterback
touchdown.
sneak at
Right.
that point.
Right.
It's not that different from an over-the-top play because you can, like, you actually get the view of everything in terms of the false start that you, when in a traditional quarterback sneak, that you cannot on a tush push because of
Yeah.
the way everybody's aligned. And
Yeah.
that's the problem.
I feel
It's
like
not the success of the play is not the problem for me. The fact that it's boring and shitty, yeah, I don't like that. But the
right.
problem for me is that it's unofficiable
Yeah,
in the
you
way that
cannot
it needs to
officiate it.
be.
I feel like
You
this
know?
isn't Kevin Patullo being like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gonna call a tush push." I think it's legitimately, I don't know what else to do here.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if the play is going to get you 2.5 yards per attempt and they can't fucking see the penalty, then whatever, run it. Run it 4 times. Get your 10 yards, bro. Like, I get it from the standpoint of like, if the offense is, or if the league is going to let us do it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
I get that, but and that's part of the problem. Part of the problem.
Yeah. Well, you had a really good showing from your defense overall.
I did. Not bad.
Well, both of you did.
Yeah, we had a pretty even
Aside from Dallas
defensive
Goedert,
effort.
who is still a top tight end on the year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Abs-
Absolutely.
just absolutely destroying AJ Brown's value in real time. And
Hmm.
Devonta Smith
Hmm.
and Saquon Barkley,
Hmm.
just eating all of them alive. Which John's like,
Yep.
hell yeah.
Yep.
Not a lot. Lad McConkey had a great game. You love to see it. You needed him
He
to do
really
something.
benefited from Huge being out.
Huge being out definitely helped him, along with Rondé Gadsden. Got a
Yeah.
lot of other people involved other than Huge. We'll see how
Hmm.
that goes when Huge gets back. But other than that, not a lot
Yeah.
offensively.
This was kind of
Stephon
a
Diggs had a
bit of
really bad game.
a shit game.
Back to having poopy game. He
Yeah.
was looking good for a couple weeks and then turned it back off, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, any one of these defensive players could get a stat correction on Thursday, and
Pretty easily.
one of
Yeah.
y'all is going to be upset. This might change the complexion of your season. Actually, this is a pretty pivotal week
Yeah. No, I mean
because we're going into
absolutely because it's
apocalypse is coming up here.
we're getting into apocalypse. We're looking at some of these things. Like the difference here is which one of us is 3-3 and which one of us is 4-2,
Right.
and like that feels impactful at this moment of the season.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the last one, Josh and Kelsey.
Yeah, let's get this over with. No, I'm kidding, Josh and Kelsey. We're not. I'm not looking forward to talking about this. This has been a fun game.
Steve's an asshole. Don't listen to him. Patrick Mahomes is finally QB1.
He back.
He back. They're actually doing the thing.
Yeah, he's been playing good.
I've missed this, man. I hated the era of Chiefs, and the Chiefs where I complained the most when they got all the calls, which objectively and scientifically they did.
Yep.
And they were playing really boring football. I could put up with the clear favoritism if they were still doing the shit they were doing with the Tyreek Hill
Doing
era
cool
of
shit.
Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was like air raid, like every game's a shootout, like that Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes classic that went for over 100 points was
The Josh Allen, Pat
incredible.
Mahomes classic from a few years back, like that playoff game.
Yeah, that playoff game is it's still in my
Still
mind
one of the amazing games.
I think
of all time.
that is the best playoff game in history, in my opinion.
It's definitely the best one I've ever seen.
In the fourth
And
quarter,
I'll
they
count
converted
the
it.
Packers Super Bowl on that. Like,
I mean, in terms of like the stakes and like the quality of play and just like the lead changes and the drama and the overtime, man,
so good, so good.
Gabe Davis legacy game literally extended his career like 3 years
No,
because of
yeah,
that one game.
literally that one game like earned him contract.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that same thing happened with Josh Gordon. Like sometimes players just
Right.
have like and Kadarius Toney. He had one good game against
one
the
good
Cowboys.
game.
One good
Yep.
game against the Cowboys, and it extended his career for several
True.
seasons. But anyway, Pat Mahomes is back. Love to see
that's
it,
good.
Josh.
Good for the league.
Still got question marks about their offense, but Rashee Rice is coming back this week, so that will be very interesting
That's
to
a
see.
huge.
That's a
It-
this
it's a-
this is what
it's
I was
yet
saying
another
earlier.
wrench
with-
in the works for the skill positions.
Right. But like I was saying earlier, I think that the complexion of the NFL will change a lot over the next coming weeks. And that the good teams will be more clearly defined and will be more confidently be able to say who the best team in the league is. I can see Kansas City being one of them again, just because of, you got a Hall of Fame quarterback and
Look,
Rashee Rice is
Hall of
really
Fame,
good.
Hall of Fame quarterback.
They
great
might
skill
trade for a running
positions.
back too. We'll have to see what happens, like if they pick up Alvin
Yeah,
Kamara
so
or what happens.
this is maybe my worst case scenario is
Is it
Kansas
Brees?
City trades for Brees. Yeah,
Actually,
it sucks for me.
No.
It sucks for Joe, and it sucks for you
No, that would actually
because
be
there's no way that
It'd be
Hunt
really-
and Pacheco cede too many snaps. It becomes a really nasty committee.
I don't think that would happen at all. I think they just install him as their RB1 and he gets like 60% of the rushing attempts. And then everyone else just gets a little bit. And then Kareem Hunt is phased out, maybe as like a goal line back, if that.
No, I hate that. I hate that for
I hate that too.
everyone,
I hate that
honestly.
too, but
I hate that for everyone involved. It basically eliminates.
I see it
Pacheco.
being the best for you out of everybody else who owns pieces.
I mean,
of
probably
this
because
offense.
Brees is among the best, but like the place I want to see Brees Hall wind up right now is paradoxically Carolina.
I don't see that happening at all.
I don't see it happening at all, but I think it would be one of the better landing spots for him.
Yeah, we'll see. This trade deadline is going to be interesting. There's already been some
Yeah,
impactful trades around the league, so
we're what, 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out from the trade deadline?
it's
It's
around
like,
Thanksgiving, so it's going to be a
isn't it?
minute,
Well,
right?
it's usually mid-November,
Yeah,
so we're about a month out.
about a month out from the trade deadline. Yeah,
Hmm.
so we'll see. Trey
It'll be very
McBride
interesting.
did something finally.
Yeah, he had a game.
Our boy Daryl Henderson had a blow up game. I mean, he's been solid all season. He's definitely one of the top 10 tight end, top 3. Um,
Yeah, I
he'll be
mean,
fine. He's gonna get sucked into apocalypse in a minute here. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, and I just don't
his best game of the season this week.
honestly.
He looked great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy.
Also,
Easy.
is Indy. They have a
Easy.
terrible defense. I think that's going to be their
Yeah.
Achilles heel here. Their defense is trash. As good as their offense is, they're going to
And,
fall
and
apart.
I mean, McBride here really is getting buoyed by the tight end PPR scam and the touchdown
Mhm.
because
Which
those
isn't,
the
which
eight.
famously
It's
is
not a
not part
bad
of his
thing.
game. It's not part of his
Not
game. The
really. No,
touchdown.
not really. It's not a typical. Uh,
He had one.
yeah,
He had
exactly.
one real touchdown last year. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The
And then
fluky one where he picked up a fumble and scored is not. I'm not counting that.
doesn't really count. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but like, yeah, the PPR scam here, the 8 receptions is really doing a lot of work in this 22 points, and that I mean, Jacoby Brissett really likes to throw to a tight end, and that's been a part of his deal for a long time. So I think Josh is really excited to get this out of Trade McBride, but I wouldn't expect to get it again. And I'm famously low on this dude, so
Here first, Steve, Trey McBride hater of the season of all time. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah,
Famously low on that guy.
the
This
Ramondre
isn't good.
Stevenson saga continues.
This fucking sucks.
I saw Mike Vrabel talking about how he feels that the issue is that the players are focusing too much on turning the ball over, or rather not turning the ball over, which is hilarious.
Right, not playing free enough.
Considering Ramondre
Dude.
Stevenson. I was expecting
you-
another fumble.
You
It would've
think
been
Ramondre
so
Stevenson
funny.
would really be focused on not turning the ball over at this point? Like,
Yeah, but he
holy shit.
continues to do it.
He sure does. And that doesn't seem to be like, again, the snap percentage here fucking sucks. You don't want to see that jump up to 50% snaps and then back down to 30. And like, even with 3 more attempts, like basically the same yardage. Ugh. Don't like this at all.
I mean,
Don't like this at all.
Trevion clearly is not. This is Vrabel saying
Something in the
Something's
some
wrong.
element of the
Yeah.
Patriots staff do not trust him.
Yeah. And when will that change? We don't know. This is a similar thing. Like Caleb Johnson is a much worse example because
Mhm.
it's very apparent what the problem is there,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this one's a little bit more perplexing because it's obviously happening during practice, and we don't know. Like
Mhm.
maybe he's just slow on the uptake here.
Slow or has a terrible attitude or something. I don't know,
Who
but
knows?
like
He's not getting run. That's clearly what's happening, and
exactly.
it's really fucking up Josh's season.
Yeah, it really is. It's throwing a major wrench in the works.
Yeah.
And it just sucks. It sucks for everyone because it's like that guy should be. He was a first round pick, right? Henderson in our system.
in our
not-
sy-
obviously
yeah,
not in
yeah.
real life. He was
I was gonna
Josh's
say
first round this year.
yes. He was high first as well.
Yeah, like number 6 overall, number 5 or number 6 overall, I think.
Yep, number 5.
Number 5,
So,
yeah.
He's got a lot riding on this. He had a really bad season.
Exactly.
He's trying
That's
to
a bad.
do something.
It's a bad look to have that for your 105, not materializing like that.
The other thing that was kind of surprising is Jacoby Myers is falling off quite a bit here, and it's kind of a question because the whole trade me situation from earlier in the season, and then now it's compounded by absolutely horrific quarterback play from Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers. hopefully he
I
does get
yeah
traded. We'll see.
yeah. I think that's my thing with Jacoby Myers, and
What
I
if
was
he goes back to New England?
talking to Joe about this. I don't think that happens, but it would be interesting.
It would be interesting. It's a
Um,
completely different staff,
Joe,
so
yeah, absolutely, completely different. Joe and I were talking about this not the last weekend, but the weekend before when we were out foraging. But we were talking about um, how a bunch of teams have a Jawan Jennings kind of guy. And I feel like Jacoby Myers is the Jawan Jennings of the Raiders.
kind of that like
You know,
clutch, like third
he's
down receiver
he's a,
type.
yeah, they kind of clutch, but also like kind of mid at the same time. Like there's a level of WR2-ness here where he's a clear cut number two in
Not good enough to
the
be the
pecking order.
alpha, but good enough
But
to
is like good enough to continue to have an NFL career and like
sure.
continue to get snaps and reps and play high numbers of snaps and have an opportunity.
Yeah, like
But yeah, we
Hollywood
were talking
Brown or Keon
exactly.
Coleman
Exactly. We were talking about Khalil
or
Shakir in that same
Romeo
vein, and
Dobbs.
pretty much any of the Bills wide receivers. Yeah, I could see Romeo like filling that role right now. Like not clearly not the number one, but like a very good number two. Calvin Austin kind of in that
Right,
role,
right.
sort of.
Oh,
Like
he's
there's
Jacoby Myers is much better than Calvin Austin, but I see what you're getting at.
right. No,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And I mean, I would say that Jawan Jennings is better than Calvin Austin too, but like that
Oh, absolutely.
they're kind of filling a role more than they are excelling in it. And I think that is especially evident here for Jacoby in these last few games.
Wide receiver one for the Raiders is not even on the team right now, though. I mean, it's
no.
Brock Bowers is hurt,
And
so
Brock Bowers is the top target, but that, is also nothing. And even then, everyone else is going to get another step down the pecking order when Gianti gets his hands in order.
yeah,
So,
him and Bijan are going to have an interesting career arcs because they're very similar.
exactly.
Yep.
And I really am high on Gianti. I think he is
He's
I
good.
think he's probably the best player out of this draft.
Arthur Smith would
Uh,
bench him. That's how you know he's good. Which,
yeah.
speaking of which, Arthur Smith catching strays just reminded me about the Bijan Robinson discourse earlier. Is everyone saying like, "Oh, Bijan Robinson or Arthur Smith was right"? It's like, no, this dude benched him. Like he was saying
Yeah,
that
no.
Tyler
Arthur
Algier and
Smith
Cordero Patterson needs touches
were
over him.
better. Yeah, exactly. No, that's
Christ, fuck that dude.
horseshit. Yeah, like obvious horseshit.
Switching over to Kelsey though, her running backs are scary. I think her record does not indicate really the kind of season that she could be in store for here. I think she got a little unlucky, got hit with some variance early on, kind of got.
Yep.
I always think when it comes to the beginning of the fantasy season, if you can manage to win one game in the first 3 weeks, you will be in good shape. If you go 0-3 or 0-4, you are toast.
Things are pretty bad at that point.
Kelsey started 0-3, I believe, and then she beat Casey.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And then and has really come roaring back since then.
Yep. And it's kind of surprising that she was even in that position to begin with because Judkins is clearly a stud. He's one of the best running backs I've seen come out of college in a minute.
He's great.
Janty is Janty. We just said we were just singing his praises.
Yeah.
He's really good. But you still have Jamar Chase, who's going to be a PPR scam on a terrible, depleted Bengals team with nothing else.
Yeah.
So he's going to get 1 million points because they're always going to be throwing. They're always going to be trying to catch up because that defense is horrible.
No one.
Trey Hendrickson is probably not long for
yeah.
this world. He will be on a different team by the end of the season, most likely. And then
shit, man, Trey Hendrickson didn't even finish that game. Like he got out injured. He might not even finish the season.
Well, I think he gets traded still, but that's neither here nor there.
This season was supposed to be the prove it year, right? Because he's going to be a unrestricted free agent next year. He's on a 1-year deal this year.
Yeah,
a 1-year extension. So he's going somewhere else next year for sure.
I think
there's no way the Bengals.
Someone will pay for him. Someone will pay for him. I want Seahawks. Like I can see. I can see Dallas doing something.
Yeah, Dallas could.
Jerry is not going to do that though. Yeah. He seems more interested in getting his ducks in a row to pay George Pickens. But
right.
yeah. Anyway, back to Kelsey. Marvin Harrison Jr. I think will get it figured out eventually. I
Yeah, the
would,
concussion was really rough here.
if she is at all considering selling him, I am buying. He's a good player. I
Yeah,
think he'll be fine.
yeah, I agree.
He's just dealing with the Cardinals. The absolute
Yeah,
dysfunction that is the Cardinals is the reason why he is having so many issues. I think I see a lot of similar parallels in terms of like sentiment around him that I see with Kyle Pitts, and it's like,
and
come, come
or
on,
Garrett Wilson even, you know.
no, Garrett Wilson, he gets glazed
Garrett
all the
Wilson
time
is,
for good
yeah,
reason because he
well,
flashes
he's great.
constantly. And
He can flash. It's not that Marvin Harrison hasn't either.
Marvin
Like
Harrison Jr. is
the
just
last two
not
weeks
playing
before
well.
this,
He's
he was
making
playing great.
he's making mistakes on the field and he's
That's
inconsistent,
true.
which is why
That is true.
I compare him to Kyle Pitts. He does the same shit, like just makes
Yeah,
boneheaded mistakes often, but then you're like, whoa, when they do something
yeah,
cool, and it's like, damn,
yeah. No,
that
yeah,
there's a
he's
special
got
player. But then they fuck up a
a lot
lot.
of juice in the
You just
tank.
need to
Yeah,
get it figured out. I'm sure he'll get it figured out.
yeah.
We're spoiled by the
Here's
Malik
the deal,
Neighbors
though.
and the BTJs and the Brock Bowerses
Yeah,
and all the players that just come in and dominate
they come
immediately.
in ready to go.
It
Yeah.
used to be
Well,
that wide receivers would take like 3 years to develop.
hmm
Tight ends famously take a long time to develop.
5 years
Yeah,
usually.
yeah, but
Um,
not the case anymore.
Not so much. One thing I will say about Harrison, though, is that I do not have any trust in the Cardinals as a staff.
Oh no, I don't think the Cardinals fans do either.
Like, I don't, I think no reasonable person should have any trust in John Gannon.
They're terrible.
You know,
They're terrible.
he might as well be Gannon Dork at this point. Like, he's just so bad. Like, and every single level of that organization continues to commit to mistakes.
That's
Like,
kind of their MO, yeah.
yeah. I mean, from literally the only thing I can think of for the Cardinals in the last 3 years that hasn't been committing to a mistake is probably drafting Marvin Harrison.
Right.
So
Well,
hope he can come through and
he will.
bring this up for you, Kelsey. And I think he's got the potential for sure.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, on paper, Kelsey's team is absolutely terrifying, but she is at 300, just has been 300, is always not making play. Maybe this is the year she makes playoffs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you're at 500, you mean. But yeah.
500, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Rico Dottle fucking went off.
I don't know about Chuba Hubbard's job going forward. We'll see.
Well, wasn't that the deal with Deontay Thornton or whatever? What was his name? Is that right?
No, Chuba Hubbard is their.
No, I know. But like 2 years ago, that dude who came back from the absolutely Donta Foreman
Donta Foreman had a Achilles injury.
he had a major injury and then Chuba Hubbard had the role, proceeded to take it back from Chuba Hubbard, and then had the job as the number one running back in Carolina for a good 8 months before he got hurt again.
That was Miles Sanders.
You sure?
Yeah, they signed
I
Miles.
remember that
They brought
happening
in
to Foreman too.
They brought in Miles Sanders and paid him a lot of money to be their guy for like 2 or 3 years, and then Chuba Hubbard just stole his job.
Yeah, no, I
Pretty
remember
much.
that, but I also think that Hubbard, Foreman works into this somehow because he also was a productive back in Carolina at one point.
This guy isn't even in the league anymore.
No, I know, which is why it's fucking wild.
This was back in 2022.
2022. Yep.
I think that was before Chuba Hubbard was around, though, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard is. Oh no, he was on the team. You're right.
Yeah.
Nope, you are correct. Damn, Steve.
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
This is a wild deep cut.
That is a deep cut.
But
Good
like,
job. No, yeah, you're absolutely right.
But yeah, so like I basically
And then so what you're remembering.
could repeat.
So he took the job from Donta and then took the job from Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
This dude is
in subsequent
just, like,
years.
criminally underrated.
And
He's
then
actually
Chuba
a good running
became
back.
the guy.
I will say,
He's a good back.
this is a good problem to have for Carolina because they absolutely need a dominant running game in order to unlock Bryce, because Bryce Young
Right. If you
is
can't marry
he's
the run in the pass, you're not going to have
he's
success.
a good bus driver. He's not
Yeah,
going to win you a Super Bowl. You're going to win a Super Bowl with Bryce Young because you have outstanding talent around you, which is
around Bryce Young.
exactly what happened in
Exactly.
college.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Exactly what happened in college.
But the whole Rico Dowdle thing is hilarious because they did just play two of the worst run defenses in the league in back-to-back weeks, and
Yep.
this was
Went
the revenge
bananas.
game to end all revenge games because
Yeah. Oh
he
yeah.
clearly felt some kind of way about playing very admirably in Dallas after finally getting an opportunity. Imagine being this guy and
Right.
being on
Exactly.
the roster as an undrafted free agent for literally years. You are committing your
Yep.
career to
It's your
these people,
fourth and fifth year
and
in
then
Dallas,
you
and you're
finally
on your
get
fifth
rung.
year. You finally blast
You're a
off.
thousand. You're a 1,000 yard rusher with good metrics, and
4.6 per
you're
carry.
contributing. You're
Really good.
playing your ass off, and then they reward you by getting rid of you.
Cutting you, right?
Yes, he was a free agent, and they
He was
signed.
a free agent. They just were like,
They didn't want to give him a
nah.
contract,
Right.
so he went to
They didn't want to give
Carolina.
him the contract, and they went and got
They
Javonte
got
Williams.
Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams.
Yeah, who's Miles Sanders is not the number one.
No, Javonte is playing fantastic. He had a bad week this
Yeah,
week. Carolina's
he
run
had a bad
defense is
week.
decent.
It's passable.
But like, look at his numbers on the season. He's still a top 5 running back. He's top
If
10.
he had the efficiency metrics that he had any other week this week, he would be, at least having a floor, a 10, an average game.
Yeah.
Like he'd be just shy of 10 points at 3.6 yards per carry with his numbers right now, and probably a lot more first downs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's not that Javante's a bad back at all, and he gets a lot of run, and like, look at those attempt numbers. That's exactly what you want to see.
He's basically a bell cow.
Minimum 10.
They just got absolutely boat raced by Carolina, surprisingly, in this game.
Yeah, they got
they
manhandled.
fell behind. They were behind the 8 ball most of the game, and then they needed to rely on the passing attack to get them back into it, and they ended up losing because the Cowboys are clowns.
Exactly.
Surprisingly, the Carolina Reaper didn't get anyone fired. So
Yeah, I know. No hot takes in Jerry World today.
nope. All right. Well, that's all I got to say about the matchups this week. Good luck. Good luck next week.
Good luck everybody next week. Anything that you're particularly looking forward to in the NFL slate next week?
I think the Monday night slate is going to be really entertaining because the Seahawks are playing at 7. They're playing the late game.
They play the later game, yeah.
Yeah. That'll
that'll
be
be
really entertaining.
exciting.
I'm the most excited for that. But other than that, I think there's another primetime game with Kansas City, right? I don't know.
It makes sense.
Who is playing? Or no, it's the Falcons are playing another primetime game against San
Falcons
Francisco.
at San Francisco.
That'll be a banger. That'll be a banger.
Yeah. That'll be fun for you,
Mac Jones
hopefully.
and Penix.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, I want them to just destroy San Francisco.
Yeah,
that'd be so satisfying.
Yeah, no, I bet they will too. I mean,
I was thinking of Kansas City. I feel like we've had a lot of Kansas City.
It's one of the red teams.
Lately.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, slap chop.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Chop.
Yeah, we gotta check out this. We gotta check out Chop League. Let's look at some chops.
Jordan, you suck.
Jordan got chopped. Yeah, a brutal choppening. But such is the nature of the beast.
That was pretty close this week. I feel like it kind of came down to the wire.
It really did. I mean, last week's look of everything was pretty dismal for a bunch of teams. It's just a bad week for fantasy, so
I'm putting you all on notice. I'm number 1.
Difficult. Yes, you are
by a large margin because I
are number 1.
I actually spent all my money.
Yeah, exactly. I've been waiting for a moment to strike here.
Look at all you John still has all his money. What are you waiting for? Ben got chopped. Oh no, you got chopped, didn't you?
Me? No, not yet.
No. John. No, John's still on.
Yeah, no. We got the chopped.
I wish it would show us who the hell got chopped. Sleeper, do better.
Yeah, this is, you know what? It does on the
On the
app
mobile,
version.
that's what I'm saying. On the
Yeah.
mobile app. Anyway, Chop League, you gotta spend your fucking money, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, you got to spend your money. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, if you're
don't do
not,
it.
if
Don't
you're
do what
not,
Matt did and just blow your load and then
and then
die.
get chopped immediately.
Get
Yeah,
chopped.
and then just die. Yeah, that's not ideal.
Oh
Yeah,
my
let me pull
god,
this up on my phone and I can actually see who has been
that was so funny.
or not been chopped. Um, so yeah, our chopped teams right now are Jordan, Ben, Matt, Trevor, Joe, and Josh.
Okay, so
So
John, spend some fucking money, bro. What
John,
are you
spend
waiting
some
for?
fucking money, man.
What
Yeah,
are you
this
What are
is
you
your
doing?
opportunity.
What are you doing?
Like
Even
we
Casey has
just have
spent
a
money. He spent like $5.
yeah, exactly. And there are dudes to get here.
Casey has spent $24. That's probably all he's gonna spend. But still,
Something. It's something.
your average points is looking kind of low there, John. And
Yeah, you might want to spend some
Casey's
money.
in danger. He's in the danger zone right now.
Casey is in danger. Yeah, that's and
Because he won't spend
I
any
would
money.
I mean if I had to bet, I would bet that Josh and Casey are the or John and Casey, excuse me, are kind of
I mean, Justin
the next
Jefferson
on
is
the
just sitting
block.
there. If there's any player you're going to spend $1,000 on, it's him.
Yeah, J Jets is probably the one.
Yep. Anyway,
So yeah, we'll see. Good luck in the future there for all of y'all. And remember, as always, defense wins championships.
and Steve sucks.
And fuck you too, Scott.
All right, we'll see you next week, guys.
Yeah, y'all have a great one. Talk to you
Later.
soon. Bye.
Peace.